Also, who's the person I don't know? I don't know that.
This is my dude Cameron. He's my friend from Alaska.
What's up, Cameron?
Cameron.
Cameron or Cam? Are you cool with Cam?
Are you
I
muted right
can't.
now?
Muted. No, he's not muted, but can't hear him.
I think he's muted. He was
There
Hello?
he
muted.
is. Hey,
Hey, Cam's fine. Yeah, that's cool.
awesome,
How
awesome.
long have you been locked up, by the way?
Oh, these? No, I got out like 3 days ago.
Yo, I was about to say, Gio, is there something I should know, bro? It took me about 3 seconds to figure out what he
No,
was on, but
You
okay,
know,
okay.
I knew exactly what it was, but I was like, I can't not say it.
Gotta make the
That was
joke.
like he threw the ball to me, and it was like it took about 3 seconds to realize it was coming towards me. Then I caught it. Like, I got it.
You jammed your
Okay,
finger.
okay.
But no, I started growing my locks out in 2000. As soon as I graduated high school, so
Boy.
09, and only cut my hair twice.
That's crazy.
Only ask because I had locks for a few years for a while, but then started losing my hair, and man, it does not look good.
I feel that, man. I try to maintain it, but like I get breakage still, which is like I need to take care of my hair. Like I need to wrap it up when I go to sleep and all that stuff, and I just don't. I'll roll over and there will be a dread like that big. All right, sadness. There's a collection of them.
Rip the dream.
Bro.
Your Geo, is that
Geo, yes. Geo.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
cool?
Do I have anything else? Okay, let's do a quick sound check with a introduction. You just say who you are, what you want to go by, and then we can kind of slowly hop into this. Just need to make sure the sound is good for the stream. That way, once we get it recorded, put it on YouTube, then everything's good.
Word.
We can kind of slowly hop into this. So starting with Jerry again. Just need to make sure the sound is good. Since you're cool with Jerry, once we get it recorded, put it on muted. You're muted. You're muted.
You are muted on your mic.
You're not muted? I can't hear you. Are you playing games?
You're-
Put your mic down.
Yeah,
Put your
I
mic
just
down.
messed around with you guys. I felt like, sorry, y'all.
Put your mic down.
Mess with everyone. Yes. Hi, I'm Jerry. Mic check.
Hello, Jerry.
It's working. It's not you guys.
My goodness. I hate you, dude.
Yeah, you should. I'm okay with this.
Okay. Alright, go across the
Now
top.
pass it over to Liggett.
Yeah.
What's up? It's Liggett. Lig. How y'all doing?
Oh my Liggett.
I don't really have anything profound or entertaining to say. It's me, your boy Liggett.
It's me, your boy.
My name is Cameron. I can go by Cameron, normal guy on the internet. And hopefully I am not muted.
Heard you loud and clear. You're good.
I was gonna say everyone's good so far. Alright, I'm Tevin, kind of hosting this thing, but I want to encourage everyone to ask questions. I don't want to be the only one to ask questions. I know we have a bunch of different things that we're curious about, and I just want to keep on exploring those things.
All right. Well, I think I'm next in my bubbles anyway. Or screens. I go by. My name is Gio. Yeah, there it is. I'm a human. I'm also. What'd you say? No, I'm just a regular person. I am also. What do we? Can we do like? What I don't know. Is there like a method? Are we saying? I know everybody kind of introduced themselves, but I didn't watch. I missed the last episode. Like, are we doing like 3 topics? Like, oh, I do this. I've been dancing this long.
Bro, you can say whatever you want, man. If you want to connect that way, then you can connect that way. I'm completely okay with that.
Man, I'm used to
I'm just kind of doing everyone on the podcast
like,
knows who's who because Cameron's kind of like the one dude that's a little bit different.
Gotcha.
As far as like he isn't part of the Pennsylvania crew, so.
True. Yeah. Well, I'm just out here in these streets. I'm also.
Looks like you're in a
belief
house
that
right
you-
now. I'm just gonna say
How-
that
well,
you're in a house right now.
This
Not on the
house is on the
street.
street.
I mean, I would invite you over if you are on the street because
This house is
stay
also
warm
by
and
the
stuff.
streets.
Hmm.
At least one. But yeah, I'm just a human. I like talking to my friends about things.
Word.
It's fun.
All right, passing it along. Prime.
Yo, what's going on, people? This is Bill. My name's Bill. I'm just a Bill.
And only a
I'm sitting
Bill.
on Capitol Hill.
No, how is Capitol Hill right now?
Nah,
So
this
I
is
don't care.
Prime. You know, just ready for whatever the conversation is will be had today. So I hope everybody had a good New Year's and whatnot. So yeah.
Yeah, no stuff.
Bill, can you not come to my house this year ever, so I don't have to pay you? Please avoid my house. Always and ever. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, it's
Stefani on.
Coming.
All right.
Oh, is it on me?
Why is it going first?
Yes,
What's
sir.
happening, YouTube? It's your homie. It's like, nah, I'm over here. It's gonna be a minute till I get home.
You know, I just.
You say what's up to my son. Me and my son on the phone. Say
Oh, what's up, man? Bring him over.
Yeah.
What do I do?
What's going on? Quick intro. My name is Stefan. I am a card game and fitness extraordinaire. It's like, I'm on a quest to lose about another 50 pounds again. Lost 161 pounds a couple years ago. Gained some back because life. And yeah, just trying to lose that back. I just had a great workout at the grocery store. Now I got a whole bunch of calories to eat, so that's exciting.
You had a great workout at the grocery store?
I had a great I had a great workout.
Milk jugs.
Now I'm at the but yeah, that's really about it. Anybody need something from the stuff?
Hey, if you're willing to ship it to me, I'm down.
All right, bet.
Bring me some grapes, bro.
Is there PS5s there?
All right.
Smoked ham.
No PS5.
You gotta check the food
That's
out
really
for
about
that.
it, man. Yeah, just rocking out with the homies. Glad to be here again. Hope everybody had a good weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sento, are you there, sir?
Yeah.
Why aren't you checking yourself? Oh, you locked up? What was this? I know. I saw the pictures and Nasha told me, no, go ahead. Well, I'm over here.
Brief
What's up?
introduction, bro.
I just got here. Oh, okay. Well, I'm Sento. I am chaotic neutral. I am just. I don't even know what you guys even said. I just got here, dude. Like,
It's just introductions, bro.
okay. All right.
Chaotic neutral.
I'm looking for a girl that's very nice and has a very great attitude. Looking for a great relationship. No. Okay. So.
I wanted to lean it top of the top of her head. So.
No, but my name is NKR Sento, whatever you want to say. Yeah, that's it. What's up?
Word. Above you, Sento, we have Cameron. He's my homie from Alaska.
Hey, what's up?
Cool, dude. We're all nerds here
Sento,
to a
good to
certain
meet
degree.
Hey, Cameron, just so you know, if I randomly react to Sento saying something stupid, it's because he's my brother. So.
Okay, we're all brothers here.
Exactly.
Actually.
It's all love.
Except Jerry, since he dipped on us.
Jerry. It's okay. His hair is soft.
Okay, I think we are good to go. I want to wait on Jerry so we can get started. But yeah, feel free to shoot the breeze, whatever.
I'm gonna order some sushi while we're here.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna do some push-ups while we wait.
word. And if you guys could push your stream out to people, that'd be cool too.
Oh,
It's on Twitch, so it's a little bit inaccessible to some people if they're using their phone. They can't get to it unless they have an account. That's kind of sucks, but eventually I might get a restream up on YouTube so that way we can actually get more people to view it without that restriction. So
Roger.
I'll put the stream in the Facebook page.
Yo, Keto.
Yeah.
Well, you ready for that hunter, bro? You ready for that monster hunter? You ready?
Is it ready for me? That's the question.
Ah, yes.
They're gonna keep making it easy.
I am so upset about that.
What? That it made it.
Oh, you can mount the monsters and actually run. Oh boy, that's you know what? Let's do. That's a topic.
That's
I want to grind that game. I have a bone to pick.
You can talk about Monster Hunter for like a whole hour.
When I started Monster Hunter, when y'all showed me that game, I was like, I was stuck to the grind. I was like, this game is hard.
Yes.
And nobody can like. There's a difference between being good and just being a dude and picking the game up. Like people would play the game and realize that they can't turn the camera the way they want to. Like, what is it? No.
Facts.
The game is too easy now.
Facts. And I compared to Monster Hunter Freedom, the one we all started on, yeah, this game is way too easy now. But the monsters have developed in terms of speed, at least from what I experienced. But aside from that, I just the standing on top of a mountain, looking down on the Tigrex, and knowing this might be my end. I miss that feeling. I missed that feeling.
Did I miss the whole Monster Hunter chat right now? Because
you literally just started.
What was it? I was being a hero to my wife before.
Nah, you're good.
He said,
"Y'all, let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you. It was me and Sasuke, and we were doing quests. We were doing totally fine, right? And then one person wants to join, and the name pops up. All you see is Shadow, and you're like, "Oh shoot! All right, well, if Shadow wants to join, maybe we could pick him up." And me and Sasuke are out there killing this Diablos. And every time the Diablos charge Shadow, death. I was like, oh god. Me and Gio backed out. We said we'll do it ourselves.
Bro.
This is why I play solo.
It was so bad.
Dude, that would have me hot. That's just like me playing. I was in the tournament with my friend. Two of my friends for Apex. He was there watching it a little bit, bro. I hope.
Yep.
And we ended up doing pretty good. We got second place. So we ended up winning $30. It's like a low key tournament. But it's just like I kept on going out, getting popped in the face a couple times, going down. Bro.
Who is this?
Let's talk about this dog instead. This is way more interesting.
This is Bowser. He's the goodest boy.
He looks amazing.
He's the goodest boy. He's
He
literally
looks very
He
chill.
looks like the goodest boy.
he wants to. Honestly, it took him such a long time for he hates getting picked up. He lets me pick him up. Like he'll be like, "Come on, Dad, chill, please." I don't like it. I don't like it. But you're cool. I don't like it. So he almost bit one of my friend's face.
Oh, damn.
He was holding him, and he just kind of looked at him like.
Quick snap.
I was like, don't do it. And Brandon was looking at me. He was like, "What's up, buddy?" And I was like, "Don't." He about to go, and I don't want to pay that bill. That's the L.
I got a damn dog. He said, "Who's that?" Oh, that's family.
White chicks reference right there.
Word. All right, so how's everyone's week been? Like, honestly, I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, but let's keep it low. There's a lot of topics on here. I know we're going to probably touch on if we go through everyone's true week, but like the low key part of the week. What's the low key part of the week?
Low key
part.
It's a hangout.
All right, I'll start then. This week, a little bit stressful. Wanted to make sure that me and Gabby did not have COVID. Gabby did test, came back negative, so we're good. Because we both were feeling ill.
You still feeling ill right now? You good? Like what's
no, we're good.
Status?
It was like I don't know, maybe it was something we ate, maybe a little stomach bug, but Yeah, we had the poops. So, yeah. Kind of keep it PG. PG.
I'm over here thinking shortness of breath or something. Man,
Right.
say you got the
No, no, no.
poops.
I don't think
Well,
they are. I can't
look,
spell
we
nothing.
were lethargic. We were, not really doing anything. And then, we woke up tired. Like, you know what? Maybe it's just because we've been pooping so much. I don't know. But, they said diarrhea is also one of those
Right.
symptoms. But no, they were solid. Just so everyone
Jared.
knows. So,
Hey, hunters don't get sick. You pop an antidote and you keep it moving. You hear me?
I feel like we suck to get the diarrhea spectrum of that. You just be on the toilet.
It made me so confused, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, was it the
On the
sushi I
toilet,
had?
passing out.
huh?
I said it'd be like, if was it the sushi I had or what was it,
Oh, yeah, exactly. We couldn't tell.
bro?
But yeah, so that was it. Slight scare, but we're good.
That's good. That's good. I didn't really have to do anything, nothing too eventful, on personal low key levels, except for drilling a hole in my finger. But other than that,
Let's see it.
Let's see it. Yeah, exactly.
Let's hear the story and let's see it,
Look,
dude.
get a piercing
But
going.
yeah.
People won't know that. Like, oh yeah, I got my finger
Well,
pierced.
it's
In your ear.
it's not
like
it's not
purple.
like super. I mean, it's all like scabbed over right now and kind of gross looking, but it's basically like on my thumb, right where like it meets the fingernail.
Mm.
But I was using a
Hold
power
it up to
drill.
the camera. Hold it all the way up.
It's gross. Like it split my.
Do
It's
it for
not.
the Twitch.
It's good. Y'all are gonna be disappointed, I promise.
Yeah.
But
Lame. That's not a battle scar.
Man,
but
when you told us about it, I was thinking like this man's finger is just like punctured all the way through,
Oh, he has a boo boo.
like Dr. Giro on Yamcha
Oh,
type
like,
stuff.
yeah, like was like
it
get a
was
piercing going. Get-
it was bleeding a lot. Cause what happened was I was using a power drill, and I had my thumb kind of like nested around the nail or the screw that I was driving in, and the drill slipped off the screw and like went straight down to my nail, and it had like all the force of like my upper body weight and like my arm and my elbow and all that, and it just went straight down. And I mean that's about it. Like I know that's not super interesting, but that's just me not paying attention and being dumb.
It is interesting, and I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you didn't lose the thumb altogether. That's
Bro,
a good thing.
that would have sucked for real. But
But
that's what's up.
that's about as interesting as my week got on a low key level anyway.
On the low key level, because we talked.
You got any camera?
Been working, trying to forget about what I
Wait,
set my
hold
New
on,
Year's
hold on, hold on,
resolutions
my bad.
as. 'Cause
Hold up. Prime, you playing something right now?
No. What
Yeah,
are you
you
talking
are.
about?
Mute that.
How can oh, shoot.
Go ahead, Cameron.
Come pay attention.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute you for me, for
my
myself.
Discord just fell off of my back.
Oh, you good? We can hear you and see you.
Trying to forget what my New Year's resolutions were, because those are out the window. And then just working, but no interest in stores, no holes in my fingers or anything.
No. Word. Alright. What do I got? Honestly, dude, ever since I started my job and moved back home, I'm just heavy chilling, playing games. For the most part, it's just working and tournament thing and really just streaming. So I don't know. It's just again, it's really nice to be able to connect back to you guys a little bit more and keep on trying to put this thing together and add more stuff. Lig is doing a whole lot for it, which I really do appreciate that.
Favorites.
Bro. No.
You wasn't here last
Hey,
week, so I don't want to hear
it. Hey, I'm more than happy to do whatever I can to help out. So.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that, man. And then Sento's kind of keeping me sane with playing all these different games with me. So again, I appreciate you, man.
I keep
Look, if
getting
you ever
threats from
want to
Liggett.
get beat in Smash with someone that's good, you can always invite me.
Oh, ouch.
Oh. Oh.
Yes, that was
Oh,
shots
the
fired at
Joy-Con
you.
assassin. Jared beat you behind thoroughly and say, "Hey, are you having fun? Because I'm having fun." I'm like, "What?"
Winning is not everything.
Let's just both have fun.
My goodness. But yeah, everything's been
Guys,
pretty chill for
hell
me.
Cool, cool.
Spanning got
Well.
3 different conversations going on. What's up?
It's like I haven't. I do the same thing. Just go to work. That's it. Nothing special.
Yeah, so me and my sister are have an audition for Family Feud. We're gonna make a video this weekend to send in with my family in Georgia, and hopes that we can get in by the end of the month.
Word.
Yeah, so
Sounds
that's gonna be
nice.
pretty dope.
Do you guys have like what's the process for that? I'm trying to hear
Uh,
this.
well, my aunt knows someone, um, for that Family Feud or whatever the case may be, and she said she needed a team. They're in Georgia, but they couldn't find 3 people, so we sent her a message and we let her know that me and my sister would do it. So she said she needed one more.
Mhm.
She contacted us and said we still need to send an audition video. So because we're up here in Pennsylvania, me and my sister are gonna do a video, send it to them. They're gonna edit it and make it all one video, and we'll send
Right.
it in. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting.
Bro.
I said told my job that once we win, I'm going in there with a bunch of pennies and telling them I'll quit.
Bruh.
Good stuff.
Is it going to be in person? Cause like
Yes, it's in the studio, but they said they do have COVID um protocols that we would have to follow.
word, bro.
Yep.
Just remember, a name that starts with H is Jose.
Got it.
That's here with emphasis too. Jose.
My goodness.
Yeah, don't be on one of these YouTube collaborations of all these
Oh
people.
Lord. Oh man, it's gonna be
They gonna
wild.
hit you with a question you don't even know what it is. You like,
I can see that happening.
Chocolate. My goodness.
it's gonna be one of those innuendo sexual
Mhm.
questions. You just gonna be like, "What would you do with chocolate? Where would you
J
place
Fire.
it?" And you can be like, "What?" Oh my god.
Am I
Like,
allowed to
what's
say
a
this?
vegetable that starts with the letter B?
I'm gonna just opt to just make Steve Harvey laugh. That's me.
Yeah.
That's around go viral, man.
Yeah.
My drug rug brother. What's going on with your week? What's the low key?
The low key week. Well, we just put out a new mix. Oh yeah, what I was saying. I'm a DJ, producer, and our group is called Corporate Thugs. We put out a New Year's mix, which is really really cool. Guys should check it out. Hit him with the link, Tev. Put that in there.
I got you on the YouTube.
And we have our collective is called Chrysalis Collective, and going to be doing some stuff with them here shortly. I can't talk yet. And other than that, just trying to sit down and work on music. The puppy's chilling. He was having a good time. He's messing with the cat right now. She's actually laying on her bed for once, because typically she's just on top of the couch. So
Yeah.
big things. Big things are happening.
Word.
Yeah. Oh, I brought my PS4 here finally. So.
Bro, what? You've been without the PS4 for that long?
I don't play video games because I won't make music. It's literally
True. Okay, I feel it.
Video games are a huge distraction. I would agree to that.
Yeah.
It takes away from you doing actual stuff.
all the time. And as soon as I saw Monster Hunter was coming out with a new game, I was like, man. And I was like, oh, it's not even on PS4. I'll be all right.
Yeah, but you can bring it on the Switch, which is portable, meaning you can bring it along with you, so it's a lot nicer.
My Switch got stolen so long ago. I thought I sold
I don't know. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear.
Yeah, somebody broke into my car and
They was like, "Yo, thug corporate life, steal it."
Wow.
wow.
Yeah.
Kevin about you one. Don't worry about it.
No, it's not even. It was okay. I'm getting another phone call. Hold on, guys.
Spam the music.
Mute yourself.
No idea where I did that. Wow. I was gonna say we need to start GoFundMe for Geo so that we can get a new Switch right now. Let's go. When's this Christmas? We'll get it for Christmas for him. How's that sound? We each put in $20. By that time, it should be that cheap.
I heard there's coming out the new Switch, so I don't know if that'll
Exactly.
work. Oh, you
If
talking
we get
about
the
that?
old one, it should be only less than $50.
Right.
They call it switch up.
Switch up.
I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that.
Get him back into the game.
The game comes out in like 2 months, and then he'll be way off the track.
Yeah. It'll be fine though. Alright, Stefan,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're still there or not, but you be the next in the list.
Yeah, bro, I'm chilling. What we talking about?
Just saying like low key week, what's going on with you?
You still in the stove?
I mean, I'm still in the store. We at the Huggies. You need some diapers, my nigga? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I got Pick me up a
Yeah, I
20
hate this
pack.
hat. I don't like how this hat. A 20 pack. All right. So you said about our week?
Yeah, just
How
low
was our
key part.
Honestly, just a lot of post office, a lot of mail delivery, and a lot of literal battles with myself throughout the week of going to the gym or not. Like for example, Wednesday's the day I normally don't go, and from 8 a.m. all the way to like whenever I got out 5:30, it's like a battle. Am I going to the gym? Am I not going to the gym? I really should go to the gym. Let me take this pre-workout here at 4:30 because I know I'm about to go. I gotta go. Like once I get in there, I'm gonna be good. It's like a literal mental battle, like all the day with myself. Hi.
Hey.
To go and but I conquered it. I did it. Trying to go at least 4 days a week. Shout out to Jeff Nippard on YouTube. Jeff Nippard, Nippard. He has a dope. He has a whole bunch of dope programs, but he has one I'm following right now. It's just a full body program.
Mhm.
And honestly, when it comes to fitness and when it comes to eating right, you got to make it enjoyable. It doesn't have to be chicken, broccoli, brown rice, etc. So there's a lot of fun ways, a lot of things you can do to quote unquote cheat the system to still enjoy a long term health goal.
Yeah.
And
It's like eating
for
just that
me-
all the time sucks. I did
Oh yeah,
that.
and you know what? That's how I started. That's how I started with the broccoli, the typical oatmeal, broccoli, brown rice. What all the bodybuilders are eating. But turns out you can do a lot more fun stuff than that. But more on that maybe another time. But yeah, ultimately, what helps me in my mental for the gym is a full body. So I've been doing full body, hitting like obviously one of every body part each day for 4 days, and kind of like getting a well-rounded session for every body part. So
Word.
that's been helping me mentally to be able to knock the workouts out. Work out, get in there, hit it hard for about 45 minutes, do some cardio, and I'm out, and I'm good. So it's really just that, and I still play. The game has died officially, but I'm in the afterlife of the game. We have a group of guys, a nice little community for the Transformers TCG, where we're making custom-made cards and stuff, but still playing like a lot of tournaments and stuff like that. So we having like between 20 and 30 people, like this actual tournament. I mean, now it's like 34 people, so it's a nice little run that we'll have for about a month, and just do that on webcam and. Still playing Duel Links, competitively Yu-Gi-Oh. So
Yeah.
just the card game, fitness, life, and work. That's about it.
Hey.
So yeah, all good.
Wait,
And so-
Transformers died, didn't it? Wasn't that?
Yeah. May 29th. I'll never forget the day. Woke up Monday to a whole blurred message talking about the game.
Oh, you're crying.
The last, the late. I just stared at it, and I was in bed, and I was like,
Oh,
wow, what a way to start my day. I mean, COVID was a lot of it. COVID was the nail in the coffin. COVID was the nail in the coffin, and but honestly, they didn't market like they could have. They didn't market as well as they could have to like get the game widespread. I think it was probably a big deal to get people that played with the toys. Because toys have been out since however long ago, 30, 40 years, and they could have tried to get more of those guys and kids to transition over. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
There's a couple of games that still actually live in the afterlife. Like 20, 25 years, but as long as there's a community to play,
Pokemon and
everybody's down
Yu-Gi-Oh,
with it.
dude. That's like
Oh,
that's
well, yeah.
that's definitely the hardest part though. Like the game wasn't like super big like that. Like between those two and Magic, I would say.
You say
Yu-Gi-Oh.
super big? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
as in like it's not like the top tier card game. It's not those top tier card games.
On the contrary, like Magic's number 1, and I think like Pokemon's number 2. Pokemon just got a lot of everything beat. But like no, Yu-Gi-Oh's not in like the top 5. Yu-Gi-Oh's still like very, very big.
I'm just saying like for Transformers.
Oh,
That's
as
why it
compared to
died.
those, compared
Like
to those, yeah. Like in terms of card game, yes. Like in terms of the interface, the what is it called? The whole franchise, it's big. But yeah, the
'cause
card game, it was just trying to start out. So
Yeah.
I mean, a game just getting off the ground, getting smacked in the face with COVID
Yeah.
on top of that.
And competing
Yeah.
with all
COVID
the
was a
other
nail in the
games too.
coffin. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But like I said, it's still fun. The guys that I'm working with, they are sincerely making cards that feel like cards that Wizards of the Coast would have made. They're not like overly broken, not overly crazy and stuff. So it's cool. It's nothing like, oh, I'm not doing this no more. You know?
Are they physical cards that they're making and manufacturing, or is it just?
Yes, yeah. They're well, they got to connect with a guy that can print out cards. Now they're not the exact thickness of the official cards, but they're
Right.
just about the same, and they're pretty spot on. So
That's dope.
it's pretty. Yeah, it is pretty dope. Yeah. So it's exciting to keep up with that.
Cool.
That's it. Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. All right. So we can go ahead and hop into like the meat of all this. I have topics. See what the first topic is. All righty. Cool.
All righty.
All right. You got the beats. All right. So we get started with some nerdy stuff. I have a picture. I'm not sure if you guys seen this on the internet or not, but seen this thing with a the Gengar kind of like, what is it called?
The plushie,
The
the pillow thing.
The sleeping bag type thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we
Nah,
go.
dude, send me a link. I want a link.
I'm about to pop it up real quick.
Technology.
Technology is a thing, bro. All right, here we go. Y'all ready for this?
Technology.
Here we go.
Seems very inappropriate.
Y'all see this, dude?
Yeah.
Suspense.
Would you guys get this?
I'm gonna go ahead.
Look, this picture,
That
that left picture, that is at times. where I'm just like, forget about it. Shove my head in the Gengar.
Like, I don't know who's sleeping like that, but
Wait, does this say
So-
for 250?
250,
Yeah.
man.
For
I mean, I wouldn't spend 250.
I'm down to lay on the
But
tongue
hold
for
up.
250.
If it's
I
down
would-
to 50
but-
bucks, maybe.
I would $45 max.
50
But-
max.
But hold up, I don't know if y'all remember because they also had like the giant Lapras pillow that came out a few years ago,
No.
and they had the Snorlax too.
Yeah, I remember
It was
the
like a-
Snorlax one.
The Snorlax, it was a Snorlax beanbag, and they were both hella expensive. So if this Gengar is 250, I probably would. I'm not saying like I'm gonna go run out and buy it tomorrow, but like if I was in the market for giant plushies, 250 for what that Gengar looks like size wise, I don't think that's a bad deal.
No way,
So-
that's $15.
That's $15. That's
no,
only a
no,
50.
no, there's no way that's $15.
Nah,
It says 1586. Hold up. Plus
this is on
animation.
Wish, man. We don't trust Wish.
Yeah, Wish. You can't trust that.
I mean, you never
The
know.
Whale Lord?
I've
Yeah.
got some stuff from Wish that really good quality for a price.
You should look at the Metapod one. There is a Metapod.
Oh,
I saw the
I
Metapod.
didn't see that.
I did see that too.
The
Is it-
Metapod
Is
one's
it a sleeping
dope.
bag? No. What are we looking at? Metapod
Nah,
what?
it's I just saw.
It's all over Facebook.
I
Well,
saw
at least
a
on my
meme.
Facebook.
I don't know, dude. Giant Metapod?
It's
What's
a
this supposed to be about?
Metapod sleeping bag. That's
Is
what it is.
it? Yeah, I
Like it's
don't-
like a little, it's like you put yourself in it. Dude looks very unhappy.
Oh yeah, he looks so bad. Yeah, he's so upset about it. And it was like, you can be
Yeah, that's the one.
yeah. It says you can be as happy as this guy with the Metapod suite, and he just looks so upset.
He just looks very unhappy
Bro.
with the giant Metapod.
Live your Pokemon dreams, and
Bro, that's too funny.
he's looking like
Sento got-
Butterfree just was a pipe dream.
Somebody decided to place this next to me because
Wait, what is that? It's too. Oh, a Hello Kitty pill?
I saw the brown part on the top and it looked like something else. You know what I mean?
it's because you spend too much time on the dark side.
The darker side of the web.
But what do you guys think? Would you guys buy that Gengar?
100%.
I would
probably
probably
end up getting.
not for 250.
Not for 250?
Yeah, not for
Not
250.
for 250.
That better be
Bro.
some therapeutic plush. If it was for 250.
If it was $50, definitely I'll put it in my Amazon cart or whatever cart. I'll order it right now. 75 is
I
pushing
think if I were to make it a meme, I would have got like Polyworld because you know his stance. Like
He's staying
like he's flexing. Yeah, and then you're going to this. You get the idea.
so mad.
Oh boy,
So mad.
I need an adult.
Bro. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, I might actually get this. Like, I got the money to blow just on random crap I want now. So I'm just like, why not, you know?
That's how it starts.
It looks comfortable.
That's how you
I-
go with the downward spiral. You know, have a whole bunch of stuff in your house that you don't really need, like me.
Yep.
I would say I would say that it does look very comfortable. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So
It's
I'll
like
say
a
that
pillow.
much.
It's like a pillow and a eye mask at the same time.
Actually stealing your dreams in there. You just don't know.
It
Cool.
just protects you from the light.
I mean, I guess. Alright. We'll keep it pushing. Alright, so I know, Gio, you said you wanted to talk about 1984.
Man.
We kinda ran over it the last
Wait,
time.
go on. The
I
year
wanna-
1984 or the movie
Wonder Woman 19.
Okay, I just want to double check because like, I was like,
The year 1984. What's going on in 1984?
history class. Okay, something happened there. Well, okay, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I've not seen it, so
You have not
You
seen
guys-
it?
no, I probably won't because I haven't watched the first Wonder Woman either. So.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
see, here's the thing. If you watch the first Wonder Woman, you would have expectations about what's going on with the second Wonder Woman. And those expectations would be so let down. Like, it is piss poor. It is awful. Like, I have never had hope for DC in such a way. I was like, yeah, they're going to do great things with this franchise. I can't wait. And then they just swept.
Look at it. Look, wait. I want to hear Liggett defend this. Hold on.
I
Stop.
mean, the only last DC movie I watched was Justice League. That made me disappointed.
I want to look at him.
He does not like that movie, I guess.
The movie sucked. God,
Oh, man.
I'm so glad we have HBO Max because, like, if I went to the movie theater and like broke COVID guidelines just to go see that, I would have been so mad. I was committed harakiri as soon as I walked out of the theater.
Bro, take out
Oh,
the
yeah, the
mask,
theaters-
start breathing
the
on
theaters-
people.
The theaters still have to abide by it. Like, they limit how many people go in.
Okay, that was worse than the movie that shall not be named that you all probably know that I'm talking about.
Last Airbender?
Avatar.
Like it was comparable to how I was
Oh,
feeling
wow.
as I was watching it.
I'm mad you guys were right. I had like three movies in my head.
There's only
was like-
one that's so
Yeah,
bad.
exactly. There's only one real one.
Really one where it's just like you have so much hope for it, and it's like, damn, from the jump, like you just said, nah,
Trash. Facts.
nah.
Ong.
Oh,
You went, huh?
I
Hold
remember.
on, y'all.
You know Chris, and you know Justin. Me, Chris, and Justin went to go watch The Last Airbender at a matinee, so it was like 12:30. We were so excited. It was us and like 5 other people. As soon as they said "on," 2 people got up and walked out. I was like,
Yeah.
no, this is gonna be better. It's gonna be good. I was so upset the whole movie. Wonder Woman, I at least got to sit there and technically watch it for free since we have HBO Max, and I just sat there on the couch, and I was like, oh, this can be good. This is gonna be good. Oh, maybe it'll be all right. Nope. Oh, she's running now, and that's what her running looks like. Like it was rough.
Are you gonna say something? Look at.
Go ahead, Lig. I want
Yeah,
to
please.
hear it. I wanna hear it.
I would
Okay,
love to hear this
so-
justification.
You have a stark
So look,
opinion.
there's nothing that I haven't already said on this podcast about this movie before. I don't have a whole lot of high talking points for the movie. It's no way as terrible as Gio's making it sound. I'll say that.
Did you watch the first
but-
movie?
Yes, I've seen all the DC EU movies. Besides Aquaman and Shazam, I haven't seen those.
Okay,
But-
I didn't see Shazam either, but I saw Aquaman, and Aquaman was still at least sort of decent.
But my thing is, I didn't think Wonder Woman was that bad, and I'm not trying to spoil it in case anybody does want to watch it. But there's a it starts out with a nice overarching message. You know, a nice little sequence of the first 11 minutes. That first scene, I thought was pretty interesting.
I thought it
You
was
know what I
cool.
mean? And then like I will say the special effects and like the CG weren't great in the movie at really any point. But it's not terrible. It's I see you smiling. Like, but
it's not terrible.
It's not terrible, and that's the thing. Like, there are DC movies that are worse than Wonder Woman 84. BVS is worse. Justice League is worse.
No, we're not talking about those.
But
What makes
You're not
1984?
giving me
Focus on
anything
1984.
that says, like, oh, this movie is worse. This movie is worse. This movie is worse. Like you're taking a very low standing point into saying, oh, this is worse than that. I'm like, all right, cool. Why is this one good? You're not giving me anything that says this one's good. You said the first 11 minutes were great message in that. What's
Pedro Pascal? Again, I don't want to talk about too much or get too in detail because I don't know if anybody's actually going to go watch this movie. Pedro Pascal, who plays the Mandalorian on Disney Plus, is the main villain. He plays Max Lord, who's the villain of the movie. His performance was amazing, but it was so overshadowed by so much mediocrity in the movie that it still kind of falls flat. I enjoyed Kristen Wiig as Cheetah a lot more than I thought I would. Was she like amazing? Was it like some standout role? No. But I mean, I was still pleasantly surprised. But I mean, like I said, I watched it once. You know, I have HBO Max. I'm probably not gonna watch it again, but I don't think the movie is deserving of all the bashing that it's getting. And they already greenlit a third movie. So, I mean, it's making money on some front. I guess it has to be.
But I will say they're greenlighting a third movie to try to continue the DCEU because you know they have the money to do that. Like they're not going to be like, oh, let's just kill a franchise, especially when it's one of the Justice League franchises. Like they're not going to do that. They can spit out a poorly made movie and realistically blame it on, oh, shoot things, we had to do this, we had to do that because COVID or whatever they want to try to put a stamp on it why the movie wasn't as good as it should be, because realistically that movie should have
been. Yeah, I agree.
Personal opinion, but probably this personal opinion would align with most people in the general population.
Yeah, I still don't think it was as bad as people are making it sound. But you know,
okay.
Like like I said, I guess I can't really keep comparing it to other movies, but it's not.
Let it.
I don't think it was terrible.
Let it suck by itself. You don't have to say, "Oh, this was worse," because we agree. Yeah, this is bad. Like, let that be bad too. Like, you don't got to
compare it to the first movie.
Yeah, in comparison to the first movie, the second movie sucks. It is bad.
Yeah.
In comparison,
that's
how I
feel. Word.
But Scott Pilgrim versus the World is one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
For what is that?
Unpopular opinion.
Wait, what?
I feel like that's popular. I think it's kind of got a cult following for the people that watch it.
It does have a cult following.
Everyone's gonna be honest. Who's gonna download the Scott Pilgrim versus the World game this week
on Switch?
Comes out Friday.
I'm gonna try to get the little bundle that they got. Did you see that?
I didn't. No, I didn't see no bundle.
There's a bundle. Yeah.
Hit me with the link.
Are you talking about limited run?
That limited run, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
that's gonna be gone in a minute.
It's a pre-order right now. You can get it, I think.
Okay.
Can you get a download of it or no?
No, it's a physical copy.
It's a physical copy of the game.
Well, yeah, no, I gotta get a physical copy because you never know when they might shut that game off again. Because I had it on my PlayStation 3, then it wasn't there, and I was upset. I was like, no, I was gonna go play it.
Mine is still there.
Huh?
Mine is still there.
You're still there?
Nah,
Yeah.
you must have
Mine isn't.
updated your game or something, man. That's why.
No.
No,
doesn't
that
do
was due to licensing rights or some type of licensing issues or something like that. They didn't have the rights or something. It was legal. It was a legal reason for why they took it out the marketplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not on the marketplace anymore. But if you have it and you
I was gonna say,
didn't
if you had it, you
uninstall
should
it,
still
you can
have
still.
it.
Yeah, I don't think it'll pop up in your library though.
I think my dad deleted it because he was using my PlayStation.
Dang, he's like, what's this
Yeah, he
crap?
needed space.
What's
Yeah,
this
Dad,
crap?
yup.
That
He needed
that
space
makes
for his
sense.
game. He's like, you know what? Let's do this one. He's not playing it.
It's not still in the library then?
I don't know. I gotta check the library because I didn't re-download it.
Mm.
I'm
Word.
not sure if like PS3 actually had a library.
It was like Crisis Core Final Fantasy. You can't find that game. It was on PSP, but you can't get it on Vita for
Mm.
some stupid reason.
So
Yeah.
there's actually a campaign by fans because so far out of like the FF7 universe, Crisis Core is like one of the only games that hasn't been like ported or remastered or re-released in some form. So there's actually, and the thing is like Crisis Core came out in 07 because it came out. Crisis Core was released for the 10th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII, and now 10 more years have passed since Crisis Core has been released. And there's a bunch of people that want it re-released, especially with them bringing Zack into the remake.
Yeah,
And
because
now
let me
there's
tell
like,
you, that game, one game that made me cry super hard at the end.
Oh,
Like I
True.
was playing it,
100%.
and I tried so hard. I spent like 2 hours trying to survive. 2 hours.
You said you ain't dying on me. Like me and Jerry had conversations about this. I was like, "Yo, how hard did you try to keep him alive?" I said, "I tried so hard."
2 hours.
It pushed me in the cutscene. I was like, "No."
Entire 2 hours. No. No.
Y'all on some Halo type? What is it? Halo Reach type survival?
yeah.
Survive.
No, they put you in like a winnable match.
Yeah.
I never died so much in my life. Like even when I was like bloody Zack, I was trying to get out of the way of the attacks. I was like, "No, you got this. Get up."
I think
But
it would be interesting to see them re-release Crisis Core though.
I would too. That would hurt more too. But
I spent
like
$100.
let's talk real quick about. Sorry to take over.
You're good, man.
The at that scene, at that very last scene, like this is where they got the tear jerking bit. Like they decided to do the DMW gauge, I think that's what it was called, and they went through all his memories of everybody. Like the use of that was like so good. It was so good. And then like the very last one, I want to say it was like his memory of Aerith. Like it and the way it was working, it was like
Oh, it was a broken one. Yep, it was just broken.
And then it showed her, and then at the end you see the trooper walk up to him. Bang. And then that's what happens. I'm just like, yo, so I can't, cause like to get the point of view of the gunshot that killed him was very sad. Like I don't know. The director knew what he was doing for that one.
Like I said,
Especially like. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah. No, you, because like I said, that scene by far, like best prequel story ever, in my opinion. Like we play Kingdom Hearts First Flight to Sleep, not as great. Halo Reach, not as great. Yeah, you know people are gonna die, but in this game, you don't want this person to die. You try so hard, especially depending on how hard you went in the game, trying to get all the achievements unlocked, play all the secret bosses. Like I was level, I think 100, like max level, just nonstop trying to survive. That's why I said 2 hours.
I won't be surprised if we see some sort of remake in some form, even if it's just like a chunk of like the part 2 of this FF7 remake. Just because, and it's something I didn't know. I didn't notice my first time playing the FF7 remake, just because I haven't played Crisis Core in so long. But when they show Zack in the FF7 remake, it's literally a shot-for-shot recreation of the scene from Crisis Core, and I didn't notice that the first time.
Oh, you mean like at the end, like outside of Midgar?
Yeah. So when you see Zack outside of Midgar, and he's getting ready to fire the soldiers, like, All the dialogue is the same. Like the camera angles are the same. It's literally a shot for shot recreation of the scene from Crisis Core. And I think that alone is going to spark like fan interest just because Zach's a fan favorite. So I won't be surprised if we see Zach come back in some form or fashion pretty soon. So
I really hope they
Yeah, I
don't bring him
just
back though. In my opinion, like that
yeah.
story was way too good for just for them to be like, you know what? Let's retcon this. Let's make a remake. Let's make him be back alive. No,
I mean,
that
spoilers aside, because we should have gave a warning
yeah, true.
before all that. But
That was my bad.
yeah,
Completely my bad.
but yeah,
But
we
Crisis Core spoilers. The game is how many years old at this point?
no.
I should
This
know
is
too.
the remake. This is
Uh,
Final Fantasy remake. But
Yeah, I still
like
haven't
while
played
we
that
were
yet.
while I was
Heard.
while I was playing it, I did like my fiance was watching me play it, and then I was like, "This didn't happen. This didn't happen. Like, why is it doing this?" It's like, mm-mm. It's like, is this why Neil was freaking out? Because I just remember he was like, "Oh my god, no, no," and I was just like, "Hey, will you calm down over there?" He's just like, he's like, "You don't know, you don't know." I was just like,
you don't know.
I was like, okay, dude. And then I having that same reaction. I was like, no, they didn't. And then I finally, because I remember it was like 2 weeks. Like I told nobody to talk to me. You guys didn't invite me to the chat or anything. And if I were to pop in, you and Kel would just be like, "Oh, we're talking about the game. You're gonna have to leave." I'm just like, all right.
You
Yeah, you
can't
were
be
one of
here.
the later ones who didn't finish the game.
Yeah. Hey, I was working. Everybody was playing video games the whole time. That's when COVID hit.
I know, and I was working too.
You were working from home.
Bro,
To
stop.
physically go
Stop
in there.
hating. Stop hating. If you want to work from home, find a job you can work from home from.
Oh, okay.
Don't be hating, dude.
Quit your job.
Anywho, moving on. I think is it this week? Look at
what's up?
we seeing these new Marvel series coming to Disney Plus. It's
So
like the 15th.
WandaVision drops on the 15th. That's the first one. And there's trailers out for it. All the trailers are more or less the same, save for like a few little tidbits. But I'm hyped because it's the first Marvel TV show we're getting on Disney Plus, and it's the first Marvel TV show we're getting that has the full funding and like that big Disney budget behind it, and the cast from the movies. So that's exciting because they had very loose connections in the Netflix Marvel shows, but they didn't want to have them too tied too closely together because Kevin Feige didn't make those and he wasn't making money off of those like that. So that's why we didn't get like cameos from characters in the movies on like the Netflix shows. But this has the full force of Disney behind it, and all these Marvel shows coming out are going to directly propel the story of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So there will be things in these new shows on Disney Plus that will be referenced, and things that'll matter when you go see some of the future movies. That's really exciting. And just the fact that like the major theory surrounding WandaVision right now is that it's going to be some reality altering type stuff.
Because
So
Vision's
I'm
dead,
very
right?
yeah
Looking at
yeah
that picture, it looks like I Love Lucy almost. I'm
Right,
just
that's
saying.
exactly what I was thinking. I was like, this seems like it's gonna be some type of mixture of like a old school sitcom with
right.
like some
Well,
action
that's the
to it,
thing.
and like the trailer kind of
It
like
lo-
mimics that a little bit.
Yeah, so basically what they're doing is they're trying to set it up so that like nothing is as it seems. And if you look at like some of the promotional posters and art for WandaVision, as the release date gets closer, certain things in the promotional material changes. So that's kind of like the whole premise of this is nothing is as it seems, and I don't think we're gonna get like a
Is Selena Gomez
synopsis
gonna be in
or
here?
anything like that. Is what?
Nothing. I said Selena Gomez gonna be in here.
Oh my god.
Wizard of Waverly
uh,
Place status
but
reference. My bad. Sorry.
You see Kel pop up like,
but
hey.
Don't do him like
but
that.
nah, I I think it'll be dope. Um, honestly, like I've kind of had this new rule I've been giving myself regarding movies and TV shows in general over since like Logan came out, because a lot of the times they'll put a lot of like really spoiler heavy moments in trailers that'll like ruin your actual experience of watching the movie for the first time. So the rule I've given myself is I'm only gonna watch one trailer. I don't care how many trailers come out, I'm watching one. So I gotta pick one at certain whatever point in time, and that's my one trailer for whatever that is.
Mm,
And then because I'm gonna watch it anyway, and why would I want to see half of whatever it is in the trailers? So I'm excited.
where
I'm excited for all the shows,
yeah,
especially for
I think it's gonna be pretty good to actually flesh out some of these characters a little bit more. Because for me, I do love Marvel, but at the same time, there's a lot of characters I'm unsure of. Like I don't really know, just because I haven't been like a super fan of the comic books and all that stuff. So I think it's going to give us a decent opportunity to actually look into what these characters are all about.
See, the thing is, if they are going to be going in and trying to tie these shows to the movies, they better do it so that way you don't actually have to see these shows because not everyone has Disney Plus, unfortunately. So they may turn off some people from actually watching these Marvel shows if they continue to actually tie it all together. Oh no, you need to watch the TV show before you actually watch this movie, or it's not going to make sense,
Hmm.
in
I
my
mean,
opinion.
well,
At
there.
least.
I like that aspect of it. Like for instance, what was going on with Agents of Shield. Like I wasn't watching Agents of Shield like basically at all before Captain America came out. Captain 2 came out. Uh, I had watched the movie, and then I was like, okay, let me check out and see what's going on with Agents of Shield. Started watching the first season, second season came out, and then the tie-ins for it were just so awesome to me because I was like, oh, that was the dude that literally
Yeah,
came with the Hail Hydra, and he's going to the ship right now in a season. If I was on top of this and watching it all together, it would have just been happening with me all at the same time. I would have walked into the movie theater
Well, see,
as
yeah,
soon as it
Seems like
they
I
happened. I
did
could
would have been
very
like,
well
see.
with
oh, like I would
I
have been.
could see.
they did that very well with Agents of Shield. But the thing is,
Mhm.
like, you don't have to watch Agents of Shield to watch all the other Avenger movies. They just
Yeah,
said, "Oh,
true.
hey, this happens in the background while Agents of Shield is also happening." He's like, "Oh, hey, this is right after Civil War, or this is right after Captain America 2." It's like
Mhm.
those tie-ins are very, very well done. I agree. But if they say, "Oh, you have to watch WandaVision before you can watch X movie that's going to be released," 2 years from now,
I think,
then that might be causing issues for me, in my
but
opinion.
I would say like there's a large majority of people that really don't care about the story as far as how it ties in all together. Um,
Also true.
like people just go for the action and whatnot. Like I know there's a bunch of people that have no idea what Marvel's about. Like my mom's getting into it. She doesn't really know like all the backstory behind everything, but
Yeah.
she really likes some of the movies. So for those people, I think it's gonna be fine. And then people that are super fans that do want to know the whole story, I'm pretty sure they're gonna buy it. They're gonna get Disney Plus for at least a month or so, binge watch
Yeah,
it.
most of them might even already have it, or
Yeah,
they got their friends, or they share one on account. I mean, let's be real.
yeah.
It's 2020,
So I think it'll be fun.
2021 at this point.
uh,
Excuse me. People will share whatever
now I
subscription
do
that
have a
they want.
question.
They do
I
that.
have a question for you, Jerry, specifically. Um, do you think if they keep releasing the Marvel movies on Disney Plus, because the next Marvel movie, if they're still going to do it in chronological order of like the movies they shot and they're releasing it, then Black Widow would still be next. So if they keep releasing the movies on Disney Plus on top of the shows, do you think that would incentivize more people to get Disney Plus? Because ideally, if you're paying $7.99 a month or $8.99 a month for whatever for Disney Plus, and you can watch whatever Marvel movies come out
As many
on that
times as you
app,
want.
yeah, as many times as you want, as opposed to going to the theater and paying like, $10, $15 to view it once. Do you think that would incentivize more people to get the app?
I mean, honestly, I don't really like with companies trying to just stick their own programming in their own network. I feel like,
Yeah.
if Disney Plus would willingly share like their movies to like, Amazon, where you can get it there for like, I don't know, like $1.99 instead of having to go to a movie or something like that. If they strictly make it for Disney Plus, I might not even like it. Me personally, only because like for you to have a specific uh what are they called? Uh,
Streaming
like
service.
Like a monopoly.
streaming service. Yes,
Or a streaming
yeah.
service.
If you have a specific streaming service to watch a specific show, like for example, how I'm just using this as a for instance now because I'm a huge Office fan. For example, it's on Peacock now. I don't have Peacock to watch that because I was like, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if Peacock's free or not, but like I was like, I'm gonna just hop Netflix over to Peacock because they have it. I just kind of feel like they picked it up because it was so popular, and they're like, oh hey, we got the secret stuff that you never watch. Like,
We
because
got
I'm
your
not gonna take
drugs over
a look
here.
at it, spending more money for just one show. I'm not gonna do that. Now, if you say that you have like The Office, Parks and Recreation, Avatar: Last Airbender. I'm trying to look at my shelf, see all the movies I got. But you got all of One Piece, all that stuff. Like, yeah, maybe I'd want to get Peacock as well, because another thing about Disney Plus is like one of my other friends. He was super like he got Disney Plus because he wanted to watch these specific shows. One of them was the movie Mighty Ducks. He was really wanting to watch Mighty Ducks,
Solid movie.
but it wasn't released yet. And he was like, "It's like why do I even have this now?" It's like they announced it, but it's not available. What's going on with that? So that's why streaming service. Just in my opinion, I don't just go for just one thing. So like
Yeah.
even though they just have Black Widow on there, I'm probably not gonna watch until I see it like on TV or on sale on Amazon for like $1.99 for renting.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I think that is a counter statement to that is it depends on the individual because you have people who will buy a whole system for a video game. I mean, I bought a Wii for Monster Hunter.
Smash.
That is true, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
That is
So,
true.
That is
so
very
you know,
true.
That is
if
very
somebody
true.
said, "Hey, Monster Hunter is coming out on the such and such," we all like, "All right, let me check my funds to see if I can get that specific system."
I'm gonna make it work.
Exactly. So I think they have that concept, knowing that hey, if I keep up with Marvel, if I really consider myself a fan, no matter what it's on, I'm gonna go buy it. So
I guess that is true. I agree with that.
mm.
Word. What do you guys
But
think
just a
about?
good Monster Hunter there.
What do you guys think about this whole what if project? So
Oh,
I don't know what to think of it. I didn't even look into it.
uh,
my first glance at it was pretty much it's just gonna dive into a bunch of different kind of like universes, alternate universes, different scenarios that might be popping up or could have popped up or things that like fans would think of.
That actually be pretty
yeah.
interesting in my opinion. It'd be like the Animatrix, where different art styles, different animations. I would enjoy watching that, honestly.
mhm.
Now, I will say one thing, and this is like my one tidbit of knowledge I actually have about the What If series, is that Chadwick Boseman actually recorded several episodes for the What If series. So that'll be an interesting thing for people to know because I'm not sure a lot of people do know that.
Mhm.
So it's like
I
one
did
of the
hear
last
something
things he
about
worked
that,
on before he.
actually.
Yeah. So Chadwick Boseman did some voice acting for the series. Um. I do think it's interesting. Now, there is a comic line that goes back, years and decades of the same name. There's a comic line called What If from Marvel, and it basically tells you stories like they had some that were released in the last 2 years where it was like, what if Flash Thompson got bit by the spider instead of Peter Parker, and what if Magic was Sorcerer Supreme instead of Doctor Strange and stuff like that. So, um, I think it'll be interesting because like the one I keep seeing for the Disney Plus one is Peggy Carter as Captain America,
Yeah.
and I think that's interesting because
Mhm.
it just kind of flips everything on its head.
I think a great way. I think this is a great marketing strategy. You can put a what if episode or a series out and see how the fans respond. And if they don't respond well, you can say, all right, well, let's try another what if. And then whatever they respond to best, now we can make it into a movie. For instance, what if the last fight with Thanos never really happened. It was just a thought or a dream. Now you can bring Iron Man back into the mix because he never died. You can start doing different things. Captain America never got old. You can bring him back because fans want him. But it's all a marketing strategy. All right. What if we have a black Captain America? All right. How does the audience respond to that? Oh, they like it. All right. Let's keep it going this way. What if a new person became T'Challa or Black Panther? Let's see how they respond. So I think it's a great marketing tool to see and safely gauge where they want to go with the series and moving forward.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think about it that way, but that's definitely a good point. Do you think they'll be able to or willing to create, like, to actually build that out? For instance, if they had like a black, well, I don't want to say that because they're already kind of making a black Captain America.
but that Falcon was Black Captain America.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That is a true thing.
Yeah,
that already
but like
happened.
in the instance
he
of
was Captain America. He was Captain, not Black Captain America.
he's not African American.
He's our America. He's our America.
But do you think they're willing to build out a Peggy Captain America?
Because at the end of the day, again, it's a safe move. We have the money. Look at what they're buying out. They're making. We want a company. We're gonna buy it outright. We have the money to make mistakes, and that money's gonna remake its own money. So they have. You ever hear that saying? Oh man, it sounds like DFO. You got to spend money to make money.
Oh man.
Yeah, right. But that's exactly what they're doing. They're saying, okay, let's throw Peggy out there. Let's see if any fish bite. And if no fish bite, all right, well, let's reel it back in. We have money to throw at the camera. It's not a loss for us. So yeah, I think they're definitely going that route. They're willing to crack a few eggs before they make an omelet. Avengers 2 reference there, people. Come on, work with me. All right, go ahead.
Cool. Is there anything you guys are willing to or wanting to see specifically?
Like you talking about in terms of what if, or
Yeah,
just
like
in series?
if you guys have any what if theories that you guys would like to see play out.
I don't really have any specifically, just because like I read the comics as well, and there's been like Peggy as Captain America has been done in the comics, but it's always been like an alternate timeline or like an alternate future type deal. You know what I mean? There's a character in the comics called Danielle Cage, who is the daughter of Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, and there's a future where she grows up to be Captain America. So there's a bunch of characters who've taken on this mantle for different reasons for different periods of time. So I just think it'll be interesting to see what they come up with, and whether or not they decide to do more original stories for the show, or whether or not they decide to pull more from the comics. That's what I'm more curious about.
I would like to see a what if Hydra was actually good.
Shield was. What if Shield was
Shield was bad and Hydra was good?
That would be interesting. I think what I want to see is them bring in new characters. Go pretty far fetched, especially with today's technology, to bring in. Again, we have the rights to mutants now. So what if and bring a mutant in, or mutants in general into the picture?
If our first introduction to MCU mutants is in a Disney Plus show, I will cancel my subscription right there.
He's like, it is over.
But again, all right. So here's the counter to that. Wouldn't you want them to be introduced, and Disney, who already has the right to them, in a small portion, and say, okay, I don't like this small portion, I don't want to eat it, and compared to them saying, all right, here's a whole here's a whole platform of feast, and all of it you're allergic to. So what I'm saying is, instead of them coming out with 5 or 10 movies, and you're saying I don't like it, let them come out with small portions and say, how do you respond to Nightcrawler? How do you respond to Cyclops making it on the scene? How do you respond to this person on the scene? So I'd rather them give it to us in small portions, see what we like, and then say, all right, this is what the fans want, based off of the What If series, and let's blow it on big screen.
I agree with you to a certain extent, and they are planning to do that in a certain way. Kevin Feige already said that he's not planning on doing a mainline X-Men movie for a while, because he wants people to forget about the Fox X-Men movies that they already did. So they're going to do like Fantastic Four first, and basically what they're pretty much, the rumor is is that they're going to sprinkle mutants in these other TV shows and movies. And like the rumor is that Storm was supposed to make an appearance in Black Panther 2. I don't know how true that is because with I don't know how true that is because with Chadwick Boseman passing and them not recasting T'Challa, that's a story thread like that. Like T'Challa being in Black Panther 2 is a plot thread that you can use to introduce Storm because of their relationship. And if T'Challa isn't going to be in the movie anymore, now you got to find like a more convoluted way to bring Storm into the picture. Like in the in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, in the set photos, there is a flag for the country of Madripoor, which in the comics is where like Wolverine goes to hang out in disguise. It's like an island full of criminals and whatnot, where like, you know, Mystique and a whole bunch of villains hang out. So the flag for Madripoor being in the photos of Falcon and Winter Soldier gets me hella hype. And for two reasons. One, because it's a direct reference to something that's in X-Men. And two, I want to say it was on Twitter or something, but one of the MCU account, I don't know if it was like Marvel or whatever, but the MCU put out like a series of tweets basically detailing the Weapon Plus program, which is the super soldier program that Captain America and Wolverine are both a part of. Captain America was Weapon 1 and Wolverine is Weapon 10, which is why it's an X because it's Roman
Weapon
numerals.
X. Yeah.
So they've confirmed the existence of the Weapon Plus program in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So we just have to figure out where Wolverine fits in the timeline. And now they're bringing Madripoor in. There's a theory that with like WandaVision and like Doctor Strange 2, we're gonna get like some type of reality altering stuff. For the promotion for WandaVision, like months ago, Elizabeth Olsen, who's the actress that plays her, she did a commercial where she referenced the no more, like the House of M storyline, where she says no more mutants, and you know she basically wishes most of mutants out of existence. And so the fact that they directly reference that comic line, that storyline, has me thinking that they're going to do something similar, but instead of erasing mutants, they're going to wish mutants into existence. So they're kind of teasing mutants a little bit in like all these different areas already without an X-Men movie. I don't want them to mess up like the main cast, you know what I mean? If you mess up like Nightcrawler or Toad or like, you know, Banshee or like somebody like that, I'll be cool. But you can't mess up Cyclops, you can't mess up Storm, you can't mess up like Wolverine or
Well,
what do you mean
message.
by messing up
Yeah.
Nightcrawler? Like, are you
I
talking
was
about
about to
their
say.
look or their character? Like, what are you talking about? Because I remember
Stefan.
we had a Nightcrawler who, well, it wasn't, who was it? Was it Nightcrawler in that movie? I might be confusing.
X2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the X2 Nightcrawler was pretty decent, but like he couldn't control his powers for such a long time until, you know, I can't even talk about X2.
I don't see them messing
X2 was
up.
the best.
It was the best of the first three.
What happened at the end of X2 is what bothered me because
Oh, you talking about with Phoenix?
Yeah, that's fair.
of who I am.
Oh.
Yeah. We're not gonna go into this Cyclops slander that y'all want.
I personally like to see
That was
them
in the
get.
third movie.
That happened. He didn't make it to the third.
That's
But
actually-
continue on.
All right.
Personally, I like to see them make a darker series, because you know that's what Marvel is, especially in the comic books. You see people die, you see these crazy things happen. Me personally, I want to see something a little darker, maybe even on the level of Logan. Something that dark.
What happened to that dark X-Men movie that was supposed to be coming out? Like the that's not I don't say spinoff.
X-Men.
Talk about New Mutants.
New
Talk about
Mutants.
New Mutants.
Yeah, what happened with that?
It's
What's up?
it's out. It's been out
Oh, I
since
didn't know
the summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
that's because The reason why that movie didn't get a lot of marketing push is because it's the last X-Men movie that Fox made before it got bought by Disney.
Okay.
So Disney had something to fit from that movie not doing well. And they basically stopped all the production. They reshot the ending of the movie because they said it was too similar to the ending of Captain Marvel. No, not I'm thinking about Dark Phoenix. I'm thinking about Dark Phoenix.
I gotta check them both.
I
But
was about to say I didn't even see Dark Phoenix.
It was alright.
Yeah.
Dark
okay.
Phoenix and
I don't want to get into it, but it's
Dark
alright.
Dark Phoenix and sorry, I just one more like Dark Phoenix.
No, I
and
was gonna
Mutants
help
were-
you.
Oh, sorry. I'm
No.
sorry.
Yeah, because I was gonna help you
I'm
catch your
talking
thought
too
because it
much.
looked like you were struggling. I think what you told me before, what they did with New Mutants, they reshot because they thought it was too much of a horror-based movie. They were trying to make it more actiony.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a horror movie from what I remember.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to go for at first, and then when it was completed, everything said and done, I remember you saying that they were gonna have them. They had them reshoot the movie to make it seem more like an action movie.
Mm.
It's too much of a horror-based
Yeah,
movie.
they wanted the tone to be lighter.
Yeah.
Did someone have the stream up?
I think it would have been interesting.
All right, we'll take a little pause. There's some feedback. I'm trying to kill it. Trying to figure out who it is. I already messaged Jerry. Jerry's clear.
I muted myself just in case, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you saw that.
Check and see if it's me. If I'm mute.
I think it's Liggett.
You mean?
Damn Liggett.
Show mic volume all the way up.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's linking to your mic.
Okay,
All right,
I'll turn it down.
I think we're good.
Is it?
Yep,
All right.
not hearing it, so we're good. All right, cool. So, pivoting a little bit, kind of get into the hard stuff.
That's what she said.
Man, come on. All right, stream's over. Thank you guys for watching.
If
Come on.
you didn't realize who's Jerry was,
Oh man.
Again, I watched The Office.
I was about to say
Major line
that.
in there.
he's upset that The Office is no longer on Netflix. So you
I'm
get
super
alive.
upset. Like, you don't understand. That was like my casual thing I had on the background.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I'll
the
be
background.
working, I just have it playing in the background.
I go to sleep to The Office. Office Sleepers. It's a
Yes, that's me too.
Futurama Sleepers and Office Sleepers were Reddit pages, and I found that out later. I was like, oh my god, I actually do that, and there's a Reddit dedicated to what I'm doing in my actual life. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, that was me. I was an office sleeper. I just have it on,
So
play it,
that's
put a
sad.
timer, just start it up wherever you left off.
No timer. It just runs until Netflix tells me, "Are you still watching this?" I'm like, "No."
It stopped doing that though. It stopped doing that for me at least.
Like,
Like,
does it
just
for me
keeps
still,
going.
I think it still does it for me. It's like it takes like 5 or 6 episodes until it does it, but it still does it for me.
All right, sorry. Like, I know. We should kind of just.
Oh man, I'm glad you guys are enjoying this though. That makes me happy. This is the point, man. We're getting together, we're talking. All right. Again, the hard stuff. No, that's what she said. We're cutting that out.
You said it. You said it. Nothing.
So as pretty much everyone knows, I would hope anyway. If you don't, then I'm gonna get Liggett to explain it because he definitely does face a lot of attention to this. But
Wait, what's the topic? I'm sorry.
the hardcore, the high key stuff in the week.
Oh, high key.
The high key.
We going there.
The Animaniacs push me down and mace me, or is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Did y'all see that?
No, show it. I want to see it.
You guys want to see it? I can bring it up.
Did you see it?
Bring it up.
I can bring it up.
All right, bring it up because I think I posted it on my Facebook.
Yeah, let me go find it real quick.
Yeah.
But if Liggett or Gio can explain what happened this week, we can.
You know what? I'm gonna let Liggett take it.
So we're just going straight into like the capital stuff.
Donkey of the day goes to.
If there's any
Donkey
other
of the
piece, whatever you want to start with, but we want to end with the capital stuff at least.
All right. Well,
Just give it the gifs.
Or we can even talk about
like
your adventures this week as well.
In high key world.
my high key adventures. Well, I'm gonna play it safe for now because that stuff is still kind of working itself out. As far as like high key adventures, I did go to a protest today. Not today, yesterday, and it was for calling for the I'm sorry, I can't talk. Calling for the resignation of Senator Josh Hawley, who definitely incited and instigated a lot of the stuff that happened Wednesday at the Capitol. And it was a cool turnout. A lot of people showed up. Very diverse crowd. It was very peaceful. It was right there at the old town hall in St. Louis, downtown, and a lot of people coming together to make sure that their voices were heard and to show that they stood against fascism and just the horrific events that transpired this week. And basically, it's just a kind of reminder to the people in power and our elected officials that these people are supposed to represent us. They're supposed to work for us, and reminding them that our voices do matter. So it was a very positive day. No all type of altercations, nothing crazy broke out. So it was good. I had a lot of it on my Snapchat.
Word.
It turned out pretty good.
I want to interject really quick, because I've heard a lot of people say peaceful protests. Now, we need to keep in mind, we need to emphasize on nonviolent, aggressively loud protests. Like,
Hold
'cause
on,
that's
hold on, hold
essentially
on,
what it
hold on,
is.
hold on. We're gonna dive into it. We're gonna dive into it. I understand.
'Cause-
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. We're gonna dive into it.
fine.
All right.
Yeah,
Fine.
Look
we're just
at
getting the gist of it.
yeah,
We're
we're introducing what we're about to get into, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and go in full force. Rub that junk in.
Yeah.
Hit with the Rasagan.
I'm gonna mute myself.
But what exactly transpired this week at the Capitol? Let's indulge on that.
Just hit play. That'll
That
tell
was not a
everything.
protest.
Play, I want to see
You guys
this.
want to see it? All
I
right.
wanna
Turn it up,
see
turn it
this.
up, turn it up. You got
Turn
to
it all the way up.
Jill, listen.
They pushed me out and maced me.
Wait, we're playing again.
Oh,
Play it again.
man.
Wait, Jill, look.
They pushed me out and maced me.
I didn't get any sound on that.
What my God?
I did see that.
They pushed me out and maced me.
All right, I'm done. I'm done.
Bro, that's actually crazy. Internet undefeated, bro.
No, I did see that. I forgot about that. I did see that. I've seen so many little
memes,
little memes of that woman, and there is a level to, you really wasn't about what you was talking about when you showed up to this place. You showed up and was like, yeah, we're gonna stand up for what we think is right. They stole the election. We're gonna show them. And she walked up in here, they real out there. That's crazy. They are real out there. I look at that and I'm just like, man, if you weren't ready for what you were going into, people was hyping you up to do. That's like when, we over here like, yo, Tevin, do a backflip, Tevin.
I was
He's
just
like,
thinking that.
I can't. He's like, yeah, my knee hurts. Like I rolled my ankle. I don't know if I should do this backflip right now. Everybody like, yeah, Tev, do a backflip. And he's like, all right, and then he falls.
Break my neck.
Break his neck. That's what just happened right there. It was like you got pumped up to do something you thought you was going to be about, and you weren't really ready for what was going to happen to you. You gotta prepare yourself. Man. That's different. I feel bad for her, but I don't feel that bad for her.
No, I feel zero sympathy for anybody that was there.
Like,
Um,
no, I feel bad in this sense. Like, you really thought this was gonna be easy. You thought that protest to me, look, people say peaceful protest. I'm gonna be honest with you. Their protest is not a truly a peaceful thing. You are standing up against something that some authoritative figure is putting down on a general population or a subsection of population that they don't like, and they're speaking out against authority. It's not something that's really going to be looked at like nicely. I'll just say that to start.
Why can't you let him? You let him talk. You gonna let me talk? All right.
Oh,
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
no.
Hold on, hold on.
So when
I'm gonna mute myself again.
so when people are really like saying peaceful protest and you should protest this way, you should I'm just like,
He's still going. He's stupid.
I'm like, oh, there is no, like, the people that are being offended by the protests aren't gonna like how they're getting protested against. I'm just be real. Like,
Right.
that's not a thing. It's
clown.
not. If you agreed with what I was protesting, if you saw what I was protesting and was like, oh, that's nice, that's great. Now you're not listening to what I'm saying. You don't care about what I'm saying. You're just like, good job. You protested how I'd like you to protest. You're wonderful.
Right.
No, that's not a thing. That's not a real thing. And if it was, well, I guess there would be a lot more, people would be a lot more solemn there. Everybody would be happier. And that's just not the world we're in. It's not even America. It's not the world we're in.
All right,
Go
Sento.
ahead, Sento. Go ahead.
All right. So what I was saying was like pretty much what Gio said. Like you gotta explain what kind of protest you're going for. We're doing like what Liga was saying. When he means peaceful, he means nonviolent but loud. We're loud, we're proud, and we're against whatever you say, but we're not causing any type of destruction. Like they may have, I think what you said, I don't know. Did you like write on the street or the sidewalk or something like that?
yeah. So we painted on the street. I don't know if anybody is familiar with the during the protests last year, down in DC, but they wrote Black Lives Matter. They painted Black Lives Matter across, like right in front of the White House.
Yeah.
Didn't they have authority to do that
Yes.
though, or was that not true?
But
Heck if we
They-
know.
No, they painted the street. That was allowed by the city. I had
Yeah.
friends that was
Okay.
allowed by the
I know
city.
there's people painting over it to get rid of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
but that happened in St. Louis yesterday.
Yeah.
Resign Holly was painted on the street in front of the old town hall, and there was no violence, there was no counter protesters, which I guess that's what I was trying to say, because I've been at protests where like I've seen counter protesters, I've seen like arguments and altercations break out and stuff like that.
Excuse me.
I've been at one protest where we attempted to get on the highway and were immediately cut off by like cops in riot gear. But yeah, I guess I should say it was nonviolent. But
Yeah.
we
like,
definitely
most-
Go
sorry.
ahead, Sento.
No, I'll let you. Sorry, I was trying to cut in.
Go ahead, Sento.
Because basically, like that's the point I'm trying to get at. Like most of the time, the protests are organized, and like they rode on the street. Somebody probably got permission from some government figure to do so. Well, or else everybody would get a nice hefty fine.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And like we just got to emphasize on the nonviolent part and stick to that, because most people's like, oh, it's a peaceful protest, but they're doing all this stuff. They're defacing property, or they're like disturbing the peace. Like most protests aren't. Most protests aren't about like I'm just gonna sit here and tie myself to a tree and try to prevent you to cut down this tree in protest. No, we're being loud, we're being seen, we're being heard, and we are basically standing up against whatever we're against. I'm just trying to be general about it. And you know, and there will be times where people provoke other people, but the point of a nonviolent protest is to remain nonviolent. Like there's some people that bite into that, but you know, if you keep it nonviolent, and I kind of lost track of what I was saying.
Hey, you're preaching right now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh no, I was about to go on a autopilot train, but yeah, it's like if you're able to, you know, emphasize on the nonviolent part. Basically, what I'm saying, emphasize on the nonviolent part. Keep it peaceful, like because most people won't say, "Oh, it's supposed to be a peaceful protest." It's like peaceful protest doesn't like they expect you not to do anything extra rather than sitting there and waving your signs and screaming. Say no, that's not what it is. It's like there are things that have to be done. There's certain actions that you know some people would take to make their voices heard. As long as it's non-violent, then there shouldn't be an issue. That's what I want to say.
Anybody else want to
Sorry.
add to that?
But if they were
Now, when
black,
you
though,
say shit,
We'll get to that.
Oh,
We'll get to that.
Well,
We'll
I
get to
mean,
it.
nobody else was. I was waiting for somebody else to say it before
We'll
I
get
said
to
it.
it. We'll get to it. Anybody
Oh no,
else?
trust.
wait, hold on. What did you say, Stefan? Like,
We'll get
But
to
if
it.
they were
Black,
black,
though.
no,
because if we're
We'll get to it. We'll
all
get
I
to
gotta
it. Not
say.
right now. We'll get to it.
because right now I'm like I think we're talking about protest in general, not like specifically what happened this week.
yeah, yeah.
But
I will
it's
say.
just the idea
Oh,
of
sorry, go ahead.
protest and
I need to stop.
All right. I'm about to
no,
add Nate
I
to
think that's more what
our
it is.
group real quick.
You said you're doing what?
Adding Nate. What's up, Nate?
Yeah, I can't see anyone yet. Hold on. Or is it just the voice?
This is everything.
Boy, so far.
He's all here, dude.
You got the crew, dude. Jerry, Liggett,
The
me,
original.
Oh,
Stefan,
shit.
Cinto.
The literal originals.
Nice,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, I thought I was
It's a
late.
council.
I wasn't gonna be here, and then I saw your the thing on Facebook, and I'm like, oh shit, it's still going on an hour deep. I'm like, I gotta get in here real quick.
He said an hour deep.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Whoever was talking, continue.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Continue, man.
but what I was saying is that I don't think right now specifically we're talking about what happened Wednesday specifically, but just protest in general and what it means. Because like Gio said, protest is always going to be disruptive because it's an opposition to whatever system you're protesting. You know what I mean? You're going outside the law, you're going outside the rules, whether it's peaceful, whether it's silent, you know, it's still you are still going against authority. And like so of course the whoever or whatever you're protesting against isn't going to look kindly to that. And I think that's important to remember when people say that they want people to protest or you know not violently or whatever may have you. You gotta really think about what they're trying to say because it's like, okay, well, I basically just want you to do this so that it doesn't disrupt my day-to-day life, and I don't really have to pay too much attention or think too much about it, you know.
Word. All right. What's up, Tay? Can you hear? You here? All right. Anywho, so I definitely agree with that. I would feel like a majority of us would agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
So keeping on still this whole idea, a bunch of shenanigans happened a couple days ago between some of us on the cast, and I kind of want to address
Yeah, it's
that.
all good.
True. But like, I'm not saying like it was a bad thing or not, but I think something came out of it that I want to hone in on. So there's some disagreements about protests and kneeling and calling things to be kind of equal, even though they weren't necessarily equal in certain ways. For instance, they were speaking of Kaepernick kneeling and how that's like a bad way to protest versus other potential ways. And one thing that came out of it was that it might be a bad way to protest, but we need to separate what we believe to be the right way and what we believe is the good way, and not force that on
Yeah.
other people to expect them to do it that way. because we all have our different points of view on what is the proper way to do something and how it's going to affect other people, how it's going to affect us. But at the end of the day, no one's being hurt and whatnot. So I feel like that's something that people don't really think about enough. But I'm gonna just leave it at that right now.
Yeah. Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, if you saw on that Facebook, I updated that post, uh, the final post, like my final thoughts. Let me try to find it. And I basically kind of like said what I learned from the whole. Like, do you want me to guys to read it to you and then see what your advice is?
I think it'd be good for those
Okay.
that might be
Yeah, I
listening
mean,
to
you could
this.
even, if you want, you can pull it up on the stream. Like,
Oh, I can like
Well,
can I
I can
face?
pull it up if you guys want me to.
Yeah.
Have to do that just so the viewers would know, the source from what we're talking about.
Yeah, because I went in one way, and I think it was just out of like just kind of like stuff I didn't agree on, and it was kind of like a little hateness, and then through talking to you guys, I like changed my mind, but I still had like, you just kind of have to read it. But at the end of the day, it's I don't think Colin Kaepernick's a thug, even though I disagree with him. That was basically the whole thing.
Right.
And yeah, that's the big thing about it is that conversation that we were having on Facebook. And if any of y'all see my Facebook, I'm an open book. I am one that I will post something and I will allow people to discuss. And if you see, I don't attack anybody. I don't come at your throat.
Dude, someone started a page.
And that's what I want
Someone
to get
started-
into that because I
Someone
don't like
started a
that.
tag page of me calling me like an asshole, a tag page, and they started like a Facebook page of like me being an asshole. I was like, "Damn, bro!" Like,
That's
That's a lot.
Oh no, that page is like a generic page. They just tag your page and then they have that generic thread.
Yeah. Do you want me to like? I can
It's
like.
it's a meme lord thing, yo. It's a straight up meme lord thing.
Could I just like screenshot it and then send it to the feed?
Yeah,
Or,
that'll work too.
alright. So I got because right now all I see is just everyone's like kind of like emoji thing on their name, and I don't even know how to like. Oh shit! Hold on. Maybe I got it right here. Yeah. Can you guys see that?
Let me see if I can pull it up. Is it this?
Yeah, it took me like an hour to write this, pretty much. Like the first thing it says like my original statement, then it says like my updated thing. You guys, I guess you can take a little while to read it and then tell me what you think.
You did good.
Yep.
It's gonna sound hilarious to say it's a perspective. Perspektev.
Oh, just
because it's.
I don't know.
Because I like how I view it.
Yeah.
Like the man literally did one of the most peaceful things ever.
Yeah.
Like that, and that instills it in my mind. Like it's not like there is no such thing as peaceful protest. Like if you can sit there, like his original protest was sitting down during the national anthem.
I feel like no matter however you I feel like no matter how you protest is gonna offend someone. No matter how you do it.
It's kind of the point.
That's the
and
purpose
that's the
of
point.
protesting.
That is the point of protesting. That is exactly what it is. So that's why I say there's no such thing as peaceful protest. So that's literally just a buzzword for people to be like, oh, you don't see all this violence that's happening because of this? I'm like, well, you see all the violence that's happening. Do you not remember all the stuff that caused where we got to? Like you got there's checks and balances. Like there's a cause and effect to everything. So that's what really people care so much about the end result of what's happening. They forgot that all this other shit happened to get there, and that's what.
So basically, like I'll just say something real quick. So basically, I called Colin Kaepernick a thug because I don't like people kneeling for the flag, even though I meant he'd be not disrespectful. So then I did a lot of thinking, and I thought about like, all right, Colin Kaepernick's not a thug, and then if we're just kneeling for the flag, and so I went and I said, So I always supported his cause. So at the end of the day, it's kind of like I support your cause and you kneeling about social injustice in the world. I just disagree with that. I just don't like the aspect of the kneeling part. But I also said that if you guys want to kneel for the flag, you go right ahead. Don't listen to the haters that bring you down. It's your right. So I respect, everything. And then I also said like just because I disagree in like the kneeling part doesn't mean I hate anyone. And I feel like some people that said that, oh, since I disagree in the aspect of the kneeling part, they call me an asshole and all these crazy names and shit.
Which they shouldn't
So
be doing that. Like
yeah,
that definitely
I
isn't.
just think that like basically you can agree, like maybe disagree on some parts, but like I agree in the whole. And I feel like just because I disagree in the kneeling part, but I support his cause, that doesn't make me an asshole. And then I also said that like if you guys want to kneel, like go and kneel, dude. Like you shouldn't listen to the haters that tell you not to kneel. And at first I probably could have been one of those haters and said don't kneel, but then looking back at it, I'm like, dude, it's your right. Just because I disagree with the aspect of kneeling, you still go and support your cause, and I support your cause. And just because I disagree in like the kneeling aspect doesn't mean that like I don't like you or anything.
Mm.
Can I say something?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I think it's definitely more of a reactionary thing
That is true.
because
Yeah.
because so many people have had violent and hateful reactions to Kaepernick kneeling that it's just kind of what people expect, like that kind
Yeah.
of motivation behind that disagreement to be, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
Uh,
because the first time when I saw that, I just wrote like both thugs. I didn't even really think. It took me 1 second, and I didn't really think that. I didn't realize what I even wrote. I was just scrolling by and did like a
well,
2 second thing.
well,
Then I was like, oh shit, that's
well,
a lot of heat that I just wrote. I was
well,
like,
well,
damn, that's.
well. No, I'm saying it's a reactionary thing in regards to people responding to you because
Oh, me. Okay, because I
because
felt like, yeah. I say that real
most of
quick
the
because I felt like, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
what I mean when I say that is because most of the time when people do like call Colin Kaepernick a thug or whatever, or they call him names, or you know, like even the president. So most of the time when people see reactions like that to Colin Kaepernick, that it's just kind of their reaction in turn is also just kind of programmed, or not necessarily programmed, but like emotion based. And
Yeah.
I think that initial emotional place where they respond from is natural and
Yeah.
completely understandable, whether
Yeah.
anybody agrees with it or not, because
Yeah.
uh, it's like we said, a protest isn't meant to be peaceful. It's always going to be in opposition to something.
Yeah.
And like even whenever Colin Kaepernick, all the stuff that happened with George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud
Yeah.
Arbery, all those people.
Who's Mon
Uh,
Alabry? I didn't even hear about that one. The
Ahmaud
Mon
Arbery
Alabry.
was killed in an Ahmaud Arbery, but all
Oh
these different
shit.
people, basically. See, I almost lost my thought.
Oh, sorry,
Um,
bro. Sorry.
no, you're good, you're good. But all these different protests started happening, and then people were obviously in opposition to the protests. And what I kept seeing is people posting and saying things like, "Oh, well, it should be peaceful, it should be nonviolent, it shouldn't be disruptive.
Yeah.
People shouldn't be blocking traffic." Everybody in opposition to the protest had ways that they thought protesters shouldn't be protesting,
Yeah.
but it seems like nobody had a solution or a contribution to fixing the problem, so that they don't have to protest. You know what I mean? And that's like my
Yeah.
biggest thing, and that's why honestly I feel like a lot of people probably responded to you the way they did,
Yeah. I also
because
was like 4 beers deep and just kind of scrolling through Facebook and telling stuff. That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse.
Like,
But
yeah, that's
I
an
was just
excuse,
like,
bro.
Say where the fights
I
at.
was
Where the
just
fights
like,
at. I'm trying to get the fights.
yeah,
Like,
that's
who
not.
can I piss off with this real quick anecdote?
Yeah,
but
and then yeah, that's not an excuse what I did, but yeah, I was like, oh shit, and then like
but
people started
but
coming. But anyway, go
I'm not
ahead.
even limiting it. I'm not limiting it specifically to you, but I'm saying like in regards to just all the protests in general, you know, it's a bunch of people on the other side of those movements who disagree. And it's like, well, I don't think this person should be kneeling. I don't think these people should be blocking traffic. I don't think these people should be standing in front of this business, you know, just whatever, because they see it as inconvenient or they see it as disrespectful. But my thing is, these people might see it as disrespectful or disruptive or whatever, but if I have to hurt your feelings to make sure that like my son goes home at the end of the day, like that's what I'm going to do to like make sure that you actually pay attention to what I'm actually saying, so that hey, like we might have to have a few uncomfortable conversations, we might get into it, but at the end of the day, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. And because like even there are people posting pictures of like Martin Luther King up saying how, oh well, Martin Luther King peacefully protested and he changed the world, right? But what people don't think about is Martin Luther King peacefully protested and he was still killed, right? So so peaceful, like being quote unquote peaceful doesn't necessarily unfortunately help. You know what I mean? So I understand the emotion. I understand the emotional aspect of it, and like I almost kind of like equate it like a bully being bullied in school or a kid being bullied in school. And you know, a kid goes to school, he can only gets bullied for so long before you know he gets tired of it and decides to do something about it. So take that and put it on a larger scale with an entire like culture of people, an entire race of people over the span of like decades. Like obviously it's going to be a lot bigger reaction and it's going to be a lot in general. But that's my thing is that the reaction, the people who feel disrespected by the protests, I really think they need to like stop and like really think. It's like, okay, well, this might upset me, but I'm like, you know what? It would upset me more if I like send my kid to the convenience store and he doesn't come back, right? You know what I mean?
I think that's the hard part,
you know,
though.
I just decided to go for a
How I feel. Yeah.
A lot of people
If I
don't.
could,
Go ahead.
you go, Tev.
You got.
My thing is that what I learned in life is that if you go into a debate with someone or protest, you're at the risk of offending someone. And when you offend someone, someone gets defensive. So and what I do is I always go into a um debate with my mind open, always to learn something and not just have my views just say that, because I feel like you have to talk to people who disagree with you to learn things. If you just keep blocking people that disagree with you, how are you going to see their point of view? So that's why you know, I didn't let those people discourage me and stuff. So I mean, so basically with the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, like I said, like just for me personally, like I just don't like the kneeling aspect for it. I just like standing for the flag and just so I wouldn't protest that way personally, because I think there's better ways more effective ways to execute that. But like I said, I also believe that he's doing it for a good cause. I respect his amendment for doing that. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I went quiet. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was basically saying like I respect his cause for doing that. It's his right, you know. And I also said, like I said again, like if you guys want to kneel, even though I don't like the kneeling aspect, don't let anybody bring you down for kneeling, because that's your right. So it's like even though I disagree on the kneeling aspect, because that's just something me personally, it doesn't mean I hate you or anything. From what I learned, it doesn't make you a thug. It's just that, you know, I disagree with the kneeling aspect, but I agree in the way you're protesting. It's just not the way I would protest personally, but more power to you. You know, God bless and one love, and respectfully be happy being you, man. So that's what I learned.
And it's okay to disagree.
Yeah.
As
So it's
long as you're
basically
not
kind of like,
obstructing someone else's ability to do something, then I think it's okay to do that.
So it's
First
like,
things first, people need to understand that somebody's going to have a different opinion and just respect it and call it a day. People getting bent out of shape about what somebody else thinks all the time is so tired, and people are just literally blindsided and clearly have some type of a blockage in their brain. And this is multiple. This is millions of people across the world that just have a blockage to just be so offended. Like Neil was saying, like getting offended. Get offended for what? Like you should probably go into, especially if you're going into a debate with somebody, you should be going into that debate expecting to probably not have your point come across and to potentially, somebody does not agree with you. And it should literally be a straight line like that. Get bent out of shape for what? You know what I mean? You're wasting too much. People waste too much energy on things they don't need to be wasting energy on. It's so annoying. And unfortunately, I think you got to chalk it up to the chaos in the world. There's the good, there's the bad, and people are just going to do that, and you let them rock. Getting mad about what somebody did to you, or Neil, I mean, that's ridiculous. Somebody made a whole page about you trying to shun you. I mean, that's OD. But overall, it's like, I mean,
it's all good. I didn't let it bring me down. I mean, it happens.
Of course, no, and as you should. That's wrong that you don't. But I think about analogy that I've been using lately is like The Rock. The Rock is one of the most popular, loved people in the world, not just in the country,
love that man.
And people still don't like him. It's like, what can you pick out about The Rock that you don't like? Like, people know about The Rock from not necessarily from wrestling. Everybody knows him from wrestling, right? But like, everybody's come to love him outside of wrestling, like, because he's done big things. And just in general, people still don't like him. Like, so think about that. You know what I'm saying? One of the most liked people in the world. Like, stop tripping. Like,
there's always going to be haters out there.
Yeah. And well, the funny part of it was, I feel like there wasn't a page made. That page already exists because, like I said,
oh dude, I'm not worried about it, bro.
It's meme lord shit. It's meme lord shit.
Yeah, I don't even know what a meme
their name, and then they put the group thing. That group is made for whatever.
I don't know, dude. Some dude's like, anyway. Some bro is like, I'm gonna wipe your ass or something. I'm like, bro, what is going on here?
All right, so
I didn't see that. Maybe I can go and read that one. But anyway,
nah, it's all good.
With that, like with disagreements being, always being a thing with people, with knowledge, you have to allow yourself to be receptive of others' viewpoints, even if you don't agree with it.
A lot of people go into conversations just to talk. They don't care about listening at all. They want to get their point across versus learning other things. And I think that's the biggest issue. But go ahead, Gio.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's, I told you, I allow my page to be able for you, Nate, to go on and say what you want to say, and I can, talk back to you. If somebody else is attacking you, like, that's on them. Like, for whatever reason they want to, they are so bent out of shape, because I will get why some people are bent out of shape, is because their views have what is morally correct has not been the thing that has been done in this world for so long that people are just like, I am over it. Like, I know some of the most even-keeled people that I've ever met kind of lean towards extremism, and I look at him, I'm like, damn, like, I really wish I could have this conversation with you in person, not on, not anytime something chaotic happens in the world. Just to, help you level yourself out. Because I even, I myself, I went to, during the whole, George Floyd episode of 2020, I was getting to the point where I was like, yo, I'm set it off. Like, I went to a protest and I was like, yo, this is getting out of hand. And my thing was, I was like, okay, Gio, I already know who I am. I am a Black man living in America. This stuff really ain't, like, society isn't built for me to succeed. I have to make my own way. And if I go out to this place, more than likely I am going to be a target. That is just what it is. So I have to have my head set straight and just understand that I'm going out there and people are going to look at me like, one, this is a fight for you, so you should be speaking up. And two, the opposition of it is going to be like, what are you going to do? So my whole thing is, I need to be there, and I need to be an observer, and I need to help people. And I'm in Philly right now. Philly is crazy, minus
I
protest.
bet, bro.
Minus the protest. So even when that protest happened, like, we did the march, we at the end of the protest, people started to go towards the highway, and I was with a group of friends, and I was like, all right, well, my friends were there because they wanted to support me, and I was like, all right, cool, like, we're gonna go down and do this. We walked onto that highway and they started setting it off, man. Like, I started hearing tear gas bombs go off. I started seeing the rubber bullets fly. We ran off the highway. I was sitting there making sure everybody was safe, making sure everybody I knew was good. people
Damn.
coming out and like literally snot and tears coming out of their face. I had milk. Like
Holy
I did
shit.
like the whole study up on how you're supposed to handle a protest. Hold on, that's my Chinese food. Give me a second.
Good. Good shit. Good shit.
If I can say something, I can say something real quick, and I'm not trying to take up like a whole bunch of the talking time.
This is good content, man.
I agree with Gio. Yeah, I agree with Gio. Certain parts of what Gio was saying, and I agree with certain parts of what Stefan was saying, because you can't let disagreements control you or your life, or completely overtake your mental health or your emotional health.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if it's like a disagreement about like some trivial shit, then it's whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not tripping about it. But it's like something very specific that Gio was saying that I kind of want to pay attention to is it's these types of specific issues have been ignored for so long. And right, so I do think that these protests are necessary, and I do think that speaking up whenever possible is necessary, because the people who are being oppressed are being ignored by the oppressors. So that's why, like, I can't speak for anybody else but me, but that's why I'm so outspoken when it comes to social justice and different types of social issues, because it's not just disagreeing on pizza toppings or like what your favorite movie is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and while we may or may not be able to have constructive conversation, I'm always going to understand the emotional aspect of it. You know what I mean? Because it's a reasonable thing for people to get emotional about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If you get emotional because dude said Goku can beat Vegeta, then yeah, you probably need to go sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
But we're talking about real people's lives. This isn't theoretical. This isn't hypothetical. This is actually happening. It's been happening. It's not gonna stop happening unless we get louder. We organize more. We make people understand that this isn't okay. And there's it's like as a culture, these people being oppressed, like, we're fed up. You know what I mean? And so I agree with not letting disagreements take over your life, but I also I think that we need to realize that there are different types of disagreements.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If I can just
different scales.
Keep talking, man. Yeah. If I just want to close out on that that last call, close out that account on the Kaepernick conversation, so we can move on to stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, what I should have wrote, I let my feelings get to me and just was like, I should have wrote basically, what I learned is that I should have wrote not the way I would protest personally. I respect the cause and be happy being you, something like that.
Because
I get that, and that's just one thing that bothers me personally.
Yeah, because I can disagree.
I think as a not even just America specifically, but society as a whole, I think we get caught up too much in symbolism, and we're so worried about preserving symbols and ideals that we forget to think about the people. You know what I mean? Like, we're worried about preserving the supposed to represent, but it's not representing all the people it's supposed to stand for.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean?
And
I like the fact that you guys respect my point of view, and that, like, hey dude, it's okay you disagree with the kneeling aspect. You support the cause, and that's cool too,
Yeah. As long as you're not obstructing and trying to make someone else's life worse or keep them from doing something, like, at the end of the day, as long as it's like that, then everything's good.
Yeah. I mean, like, the fact that we're having this conversation is that we can disagree on some views, but together, like, we still support each other, and it's okay to disagree on stuff and still, be friends and stuff. You're always gonna have those haters that you try to be reasonable with them, and they're just gonna attack you, and you can't really never get to them. You know what I mean? Like, just gonna throw out profanity. You try to talk to them reasonably, and if you disagree with them, they're just gonna walk away, and you're like, well, dude, that did not solve anything.
Yeah. Wasn't sure if he's going to add anything, Leatrix, Tay.
Oh, real quick. So what I basically learned is that you can't always be you can't
Nate, you're good,
you can't
man. You're
You
good.
were
You're
also
good.
leader.
okay. All right. So basically, I'm gonna end it as that you can't always be a people pleaser. There you go.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
And that should be first and foremost, man. When it comes to mindset about everything we just talked about, like just realize somebody's gonna disagree with you and like expect that and be okay with it because it's okay, and call it a day. Stop
Yeah.
tripping.
God bless.
I could be like, I want to give all my friends $1,000. They're gonna be like, well, why could you give me 1,500?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
They take that for granted. They take that block for granted. You know.
All right, Tay.
My bad. Yeah. What's up, guys? Start off with that. But also, I think there's a certain level of attack. I'm not going to keep dragging, you know what I mean, the situation or anything, because I know, you know what I mean, how things are and how emotions run. But it's definitely, you need to consider a level of sensitivity, like I do whenever you're going into like controversial topics, because everybody's going to find a way to villainize you for some point or aspect. It could be your grammar, whatever it is, just to make you look bad, so that way they get the one up on you as well. So like I like what you did and like what you're saying is all correct. You're all entitled to whatever opinion that you have. I think it was just like you said, the tax. Sorry, like if you would address just the simple kneeling part of it, then I feel like more people would have been able to like
I
they
just
would
went
have
with like I just went with bullshit
felt that.
emotion, and then I was like, oh fuck, what
Exactly.
I did.
But it clearly is not how you thought, you know what I'm saying? It's just that you, and then they find any reason to, like he said, they're going to hate on you no matter what you do. So, yeah, without prior planning, if you're just scrolling through Facebook to comment on something that big, it just happens, bro. Everybody
That's why
has
I
that
feel like
sensitivity.
I feel like they just saw like that one comment and they didn't bother to read anything I said, so they were just posting hate. So that's why I like redid my original post, so they didn't have to scroll through like a million stuff to see like the views that I changed and you know how you guys helped me. Yeah, I learned a lot of stuff, man. For sure.
I would say my favorite thing about you, Nate, though, and I do have other, people that I talk to, in on Facebook or in real life that have an opposing viewpoint. They think differently from me, and I'm always at the point of, talk to me about anything. I can talk to anybody about any subject matter, just because I feel I'm at the point of not everybody lived the life I lived. Not everybody reacts to think I would react. Not everybody knows what I know. So I want to know your viewpoint. I allow that to happen. So the fact that you just sat there, people were hating on you. You were just like, whatever. I'm still gonna just have this conversation with me and you and whoever
I
else.
didn't call anyone an asshole or anything.
You just leave it at that. And people need to be more open to talking in that manner, because that's the biggest problem we have, everybody's opinion, everybody wants their opinion to be fact, and that's just not what it is.
No, it needs to be heard though. It needs to be heard to a certain degree.
It needs to be heard, but like everybody's like, nah, what I know and what I read and on that headline, not even the
They're
actual
trying to prove
article,
you wrong.
They're trying to prove you wrong. They want that's what I know, and I'm just like,
Even if something is literal fact, if you look it up in the dictionary, if you look it up on the internet, you look it up by 5 sources, and all 5 of those sources are right, and you know that it's 100% fact.
They say fake news.
Something so many times, or how many ever times you go through a conversation or argument or debate or whatever, and it's still not getting through to them, let it go. At that point. Like at that point, just let it go. Like, even if you know it's fact, like how many different times you're gonna say, you realize there's no way you can spin it. You realize there's no different language you can say it to me that's gonna make me agree with you, unless we just say agree to disagree and kind of chop it up right there and chop it off right there, and then go on to the next part of a conversation, or are we gonna go our separate ways or whatever? Like just let it go at that point. Like everybody was pretty much saying, like just everybody. Well, most people like they feel like they want to be right, and it's not cool.
And the whole reason I joined this,
it's just it's like a competition like versus other people, competition with people within themselves. Like every day is just a mess.
Like what Stefan and Gio were saying, the whole fact that I thank you for this opportunity to having to be on here is the fact that you can have a civil conversation, disagree in people's point of views, but at today, one loving, we're still, we still like each other. Whereas I feel like today that's very hard to do.
Yeah. And like, again, that's kind of part of the reason why I want to start this podcast, so we could get all these different perspectives. Because like you have a different point of view than everybody else in here. I'm pretty sure I have a different point of view. with everyone else in
Yeah.
here about certain subjects as well. And so
Yeah.
I want to try to
And
bring
I,
people together and actually create space for that stuff to actually happen.
yeah. And I think it's hard today that people think that just because you have a different view, you like hate them or like, you know, you don't believe in my view, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? I don't like you because you don't agree with me. Like, that's like kind of what Stefan was saying. You're always going to have those people that are like, just, you know, just try to prove you wrong. And yeah, basically what Stefan was saying.
Right. Which leads me
I
to
agree with that, but I also
I think we might be talking about the same thing. Look at
sorry.
I think we're talking about the same thing. Okay. So I
Yeah.
want to talk about what
Yeah.
Stefan kind of brought up a little bit earlier
Go ahead.
with if the Capitol insurrection.
Is that
If
the next topic then?
yeah,
The
next
capital
topic.
thing?
Yeah.
All
So
right, word.
We were black.
if they
goddamn.
were black, would stuff have been different?
Dude,
Would there be
yes.
more
Yes.
bodies? Because there
Yes.
were 4 people that
Yes.
did die. So we do
Yes.
need to recognize that those 4 people did die, even though they
Yes.
did something
Five
terrible.
people.
5
Count
people?
that up.
Okay,
Yeah, there were
5
5
people.
people.
We need to recognize that because if we don't, then it's
Yeah.
pretty much saying that, okay, they kind of deserve to die for one, which no, they don't
Nah.
deserve to die.
If you don't, anybody that look, some people that may look at this podcast is gonna lash out at you, like, "Oh my god, you didn't recognize."
Well,
black people."
even still, they don't deserve to die. They should have been punished in some way, but they didn't deserve to die.
Saying people
Dude.
are gonna like take it negatively because you didn't mention them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we were
Yeah.
saying on the last topic, just people taking offense to things. It's not necessary.
hmm
I
So,
don't know if I should say that.
would stuff be different?
No, I'm saying.
I'm
were
not
different.
gonna say. Yeah, I agree with you. They didn't deserve to die, but
Well, I
based off
think
of
that
the gov. Hold
if you
up, Nate.
protest,
Oh,
no, you go.
Santos, sorry.
Go ahead.
Based off of like all the events that happened, like they had the right to protest and all that stuff. But regarding the whole deserve to die part, you can't say you didn't see it coming because they were committing a felony, and
Felony.
you're on government grounds, like where people oh, I'm shouting. Where people like this, for example, this one woman accidentally crashed into the gate, breached the wall by accident, and they shot her and killed her because they thought
As she was
a
driving
threat.
away, right?
No, her car was like pinned in the gate.
Oh,
so she got out, and then they shot her because they thought that she was trying to break in. I don't know who told me that story, but
Was that the? Yeah.
But
It was me. It was me.
Yeah, it was you. Okay, so if you
Damn.
were to consciously try to force your way into a Capitol building area, what makes you think you won't get killed on the spot?
Yeah.
Like that's what blows my mind.
And I agree with that.
Like it again. They didn't deserve to die. Like nobody deserves to die. But if you go in expecting the government to not retaliate on you,
the federal
you're dead
government at
wrong.
that.
Yeah, your own government. Like the people who are, granted, we don't like half of the things that they do because they like I said before, they're supposed to be working for us. They're supposed to be working for the people. But you can't tell me if you're going to try to breach security of a government headquarters, all the spy movies you've seen, all of the Die Hard movies you've watched, I don't care what anything government related, you telling me you won't face any type of repercussion such as death. That's what drives me crazy.
I agree. Dude, if you're invading something on federal ground, you're taking the risk of getting fucked up. Like that, I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, like we get on, like prime example, we're going on base. If we were to go on base, you need the proper identification to get on, or else they're likely to shoot you. Like if you happen to blaze through, like that's a lighter example.
Yeah,
but they're more likely to try to stop you first, some shape or form. But if you're trespassing, they can't shoot you, or they can't harm you.
Jerry.
Just to restrain you.
Again.
No, because I just wanted to bring up a point. Sento does bring up a very, very strong point. because you know how the internet supposedly found Area 51, and then everyone was supposed to, aka Naruto, run into that. They took it all very seriously, and they made a point that's like, hey, if you try to do this, bullets will be fired. I'm just saying. So going back to what Sento said, that if they're going to be trying to trespass in a government area, that's not that's never a smart idea, in my opinion. Which again, that leads all the way back to peaceful protesting. That was not at all peaceful. That was, in my opinion, not really handled at all well.
It's like not a lot. That's good.
I think there were some people that knew what they were
Okay.
doing. They knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah, there were people who knew exactly what they were doing,
Agreed.
but
You
they
know what's
probably aren't the
crazy?
one
I'm
that
sorry to
they caused more negative things to happen than positive, which is, in my opinion, not smart at all.
Like, I never even thought about the Area 51 thing until you said it. I never actually thought about it. They were set and ready to light people up, put people in jail for that. That was a huge meme. Over 2 million people were in the look. Tev, pull up that Facebook group if it still exists.
The meme
And put it on the screen.
about
Yeah,
And you know what's
they
crazy?
may have took that
Area
down.
51.
You know what's crazy? There were people that went. Like, there was news reporters there for it. I still remember there's a gif of some dude doing a Naruto run past a news reporter behind it, and like they were ready to set it off. And like the knowledge of this, you can't even really call it a protest. For like me personally, like I don't think that was a protest. That was set up to be exactly what it was. Like they wanted to riot. They wanted to cause problems.
I think more so that was just bored people, and then there was people being like ballsy enough to do something like that because
What are we talking about? Area 51, or are we talking about?
No, the Area 51.
Area 51 is people memeing, is the meme lords
yeah.
gathering, everybody joining, and then like a couple of people actually went out there. There was a handful of people that went to it.
It's like 17, I think.
Yeah.
Did you see? Yeah, there's a video of I think like maybe before the actual date that you're supposed to do, but these two biker dudes, with like sports bikes, they like drove up to it just to kind of see like what was up, and then like they saw the guards and they saw like the fence and they saw people. Yeah, we're getting the fuck out of here. This is like really legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look it.
All right, so
back to Capitol thing.
Yeah, go ahead, look it.
Yeah, bringing it back to what happened in the Capitol. All right, so yes, for right to protest. What happened Wednesday was not protesting.
It wasn't.
That was an act of insurrection. There were pipe bombs found. Supposedly there was a pickup full of weapons and bombs found.
Damn.
People were killed. Like property was damaged, property was destroyed, things were stolen from a federal building, right? Years ago, let's talk about like 9/11, right? And whatever side of that conspiracy you are, or whatever, whatever you think about 9/11, right? So we have put security protocols and different types of precautions in place since 9/11, just based off that, like nationwide. So imagine if what happened Wednesday had happened and all these bombs were found, all these armed people are storming the Capitol building, right? But let's make them all any shade of brown, right? It doesn't matter if they're Mexican, Middle Eastern, Black, Dominican, Puerto Rican, whatever, any shade of brown. There would be bodies piling up before anybody got inside. All of this.
Oh, good. I think you're behind me.
People are protesting and have been protesting the majority. Sorry. Been protesting and were protesting a good majority of the last year, is because Black Lives Matter protests in public places that were still met with more resistance than this assault on the Capitol was. Our Capitol hasn't been breached since 1812, right? And a bunch of white dudes draped in American flag gear and Trump hats got all the way inside, right?
Do you think there was a less secure? I'll let Tevin go.
No, go ahead. That's a good question.
Well, this is the only thing that I kind of wanted to get across is like try to see, like I know the Capitol building was definitely a bigger issue, but just try to see that some transparency that there were during the summer some Black Lives Matter woke people burning down cities and stuff. So basically, we can agree on both sides that we do not support any type of violence during a protest.
I would say to a certain degree, yes. There's some ideology about burning down property and buildings that makes sense as far as we value. Hold on. The idea that we can value property and buildings over people's lives, that part kind of bothers me. I don't know if you can agree with that, but I think if you make it personal, if I was coming after either your parents, your sister, versus, let's say, a bike or something, or even your house, like which one would you rather lose?
Yeah.
Which one would you rather lose?
Yeah, answer that.
What was it, a bike or a house?
Yeah,
A
something
bike.
materialistic, something you can get back later on versus
Well,
a
yeah, I
person's
mean,
life.
you're gonna say like definitely anything. Well, you definitely value human life more, of
Right.
course.
And so that's the main issue that people are trying to push against the whole we shouldn't be violent against people's property. Like, okay, yeah, property is important. We understand that. People work for that. Yeah, cool. Whatever. But like someone's losing their life. There's a lot of people losing their lives over either some racial bias, they don't understand a different group of people, how they act, their culture, whatever the case might be. Like people like me don't deserve to die. People that look like us don't deserve to die. People that aren't some stereotypical person, as far as like stereotypical American, don't deserve to die. There's people that practice different religions, people that are trans, all these different things. They don't deserve to die just because there's a disagreement. And if you don't understand their perspective on things and you stick to your own perspective, not you specifically, but there's people that stick to their own perspectives and it's like, oh, this person's different. I don't believe in that. That goes against everything I believe. So I'm going to push out all my anger towards this person, whether it be physically, emotionally, financially, something. And they're going to hurt that person as much as they can. And
I think a lot of that has to do with trauma, and I'm gonna kind of leave it at that. But I think just people's trauma, like in the past, from their childhood and things like that. You know, people that mean well but just don't express things right. I think a lot of it has to do with trauma, unfortunately. And when it comes to like people not deserving to die, unfortunately, there's not necessarily a meme, but there's like videos and things like that where they show, I think, of dogs, like how people respect and value dogs' lives more than humans.
Yeah.
And like a plethora of videos of dogs saving, other dogs or whatever. And so that's like one of the first problems right there. I think a lot of it has to do with a mix of trauma and a mix of just people not, respecting, other humans because of, like I said, past experiences. And yeah, like I said, it's a whole community of people that just think dogs are better than people. So
yeah,
when you mix all that in, it's unfortunate, and you get what you're
on a quick side note, this is something I kind of been thinking about going downstairs, and my dad's watching the news and whatnot. So you remember the old school videos for like starving kids in Africa and whatnot? And they have the charities and whatnot. I haven't seen not one of them joints in a while. I've been seeing a lot of I've seen a lot of dog ones.
Wow.
Was that the Sarah
I
McLachlan thing?
deliver them in the mail
Sarah
a lot.
McLachlan,
I get a lot of
yeah.
them in the mail with like kids with deformities and things like in their face or in their mouth or whatever, things like that. And it's like for just 5 cents a day. I still get them a lot in the mail because being a letter carrier, I see that stuff a lot. I get those all the time. And I'm curious when I deliver these pieces. I'm wondering how many people do they get with these things, with these advertisements to save this one kid whose body all twisted up, like he's walking on all fours and things. Like they have that advertised on the front of this letter. So I guess that's probably like to get your attention. Like, oh my God, let me open this letter and see what this is about. You know what I mean? Like I wonder. Yeah. So I don't see it as much in the commercials anymore, but I definitely see them.
80% of those end up in the trash can, bro.
Absolutely. The paper,
like it's you see the Sarah McLachlan.
You were being very generous with that 80.
I can't even. Yeah, I guess I am being generous with the 80. 90 trash can. 2% of them end up on somebody's dining room table underneath a pile of other shit. So like it's a situation where I'm like, man, I wish in general people were more caring for others, but that's not the society we're built on. We are built in a place, or we live in a place where capitalism gets money and earning your way and working hard is what we're supposed to do to make a life, and that's not exactly how we have been built. What?
Communism.
I do agree that there is more good in the world than evil. And back to that dog thing, I'm a big fan. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Jordan Peterson, and he says that treat yourself kind of how you treat your dog, because for instance, let's say someone's very depressed, they're very sad, not in the right meds, but let's say if their dog needs food, they'll feed their dog needs walk, they'll walk their dog. If their dog needs a shot, they'll get their shot. But for them, they don't feed themselves. They don't go to the doctor and get their medicine, So it's like we care for a dog, but then again, to give your dog medicine, but then we don't go and get medicine to help us out. So it's like, does that make any sense?
Yeah, I get that. I literally stopped talking because Bozer was whining and I kept hearing it. I was trying to figure out what was going on with him.
Yeah.
So, it's very true. People care about animals way more than some other folks.
I think one person that's like does something bad or whatever ruins it for a whole group.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like, and that's the age old saying. Like, it's just so unfortunate. Even like something as simple as a lot of other races might look at black people as we're all thugs, etc. See me walking down the street, you go on the other side of the street, all because of that other guy you saw on YouTube that was acted ridiculous and things like that. Now I got that. So I guess stereotypes, to sum it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't think it's ever going to stop. I think it comes down to a point, not to make this long-winded, to just like the chaos is never going to stop. Like, there's always going to be a balance of good and evil. And this is not cliche like you hear like in all your favorite animes and everything with the good versus the evil. Like, it's legit. Like, and I think in the end, you just have to ride for who's riding for you and call it a day. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but it's always going to be like that. And I think once people accept that and just realize we're not going to change the world and all those cliche things, or I want to want the whole world to be good, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
People are I honestly believe, like, to go a little further, people are just too far gone.
I'll say it won't happen in our we won't see it.
Yeah.
I'll say that we won't.
Yeah, you know what? You got a good point.
It's definitely getting closer to that. Like,
So-
social media, we brought this up last time a little bit, but social media is playing a big role into changing the perception of different types of people.
Oh my, yeah.
It's becoming pretty crazy.
You can edit any clip to make someone look bad.
That too.
You can do that, but also I'm a good proponent of using Reddit and Twitter. Those are two things I never really used before, but those are some, like, people will say, oh yeah, this news source is biased. It doesn't show you exactly what you want to see. Bro, I've gone to Reddit and I've used Twitter just in this past year alone, and it has allowed me to see some like raw footage of everything. Like, I see clips from protests, or I hear news stories. Like, that's where I try to get most of my news from, because most of it is like, you can find the bias and the non-bias channels. Like, you can see it yourself, and you see, oh god, the cat's playing something. You can see you can see these these things kind of happening live, before it's edited by whatever media source wants to spin it in a certain way. One of the a clip that I saw with Killer Mike. If you guys know who Killer Mike is, it was during the George Floyd protests when they were, or it might have been, it was either George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, kind of happening at the same, or definitely at the same time. It is equally as important. But Killer Mike was talking to Atlanta, and he was like, "Guys, do not burn your city down. What we really need to do is come together and try to get this official out. We need to speak for our city." And he was basically telling everybody to come together because they're not doing this for us. I went to Larry, I'm a partner. I went to his house and we were going to work on music, and ESPN was on. And the same interview popped up with Killer Mike, and it was literally, it was like a 9-minute interview that was originally aired. It was 2 minutes on ESPN, and they chopped up the plot points that made it seem like Killer Mike was asking for people to go crazy. And I was just like, this is bizarre to see. Like, it was bizarre to watch. And it was like, this is ESPN. This isn't CNN. This isn't MSNBC. It's where people watch sports. You're there to watch, you're there to get your scores. You're there to watch highlights. Like, why are they making it seem like Killer Mike, who's a rapper and a political figure, is talking about Atlanta, don't burn your city down? That's all that he was saying on that. No, that's not what he was saying. They need to expand on what was going on, and they were, and it's not even a news source person. I keep doing this. This is going to be my thing all podcasts. I'm just doing this. It's not something that is a news source per se. It's just a place where people gathered to get different information, and that's what you're feeding them.
Yeah.
So I would say most people, it's hard to tell people always, hey, do your own research. But I would definitely say go on Twitter and go on Reddit if you want to see real raw news, because you will definitely find raw news.
And then from there you can put together your own perspective.
And you can find it on both sides of the political spectrum. Like, you can go there, and if you really want to see how the people in the QAnon or the far right versus the far left really think, you can go and go down those rabbit holes and see what's there. Like, it's
anybody else want to add anything?
Yeah, there's literally a term for what he's speaking on too. It's in relativity with the control of information and familiarity, is being that you don't journey to places that you're unfamiliar with to find information. So like, they can kind of control and change the aspect, tweak it, whatever, and put it out in a certain way because they know that you will not go to any other sources to find it. There's like a term for that. I can't name it off the top of my head. I read about it in a book maybe 2-3 months ago.
Nice.
But and that's how like certain media and stuff is able to control social media and change the way people think.
To add on to that, there's people that I think it's not the exact term, but they're basically spoon feeding people information that they want them to know. And one of the biggest culprits, like, it's funny that ESPN did that, and you also want to consider too the types of people watching that news. And it's probably somebody probably like the head of the company who has a specific viewpoint and sees like, this guy, I don't like this guy because I have a certain viewpoint towards this guy. So let's just take a portion of his video and just like get the meat and potatoes of it. We don't need the whole thing, and cut it down, and then just show that portion on their media site. And then whoever their target audience is sees it, they can be like, hey, they're out there burning down the city, or he just says don't burn down the city, but he's not talking about anything else. That's all he's talking about. And one of the biggest culprits of this, Fox News. Oh my gosh, when Gio was talking about going down the rabbit hole, I've been in the rabbit hole. I've been on both sides of the argument. When something pops off, I normally go to like CNN or something like that, and then I go to like Fox News, and then I go to the further right, like One America News to see whatever they're saying, and like half the time is like I want to make sense of it, and you know the way they kind of interpret everything. It's like they give out information that we already
with
know.
a
Like
and they give out
especially
information with a lens on it.
yeah, with the no. Like one example, and this kind of leading off topic. One example was like they were talking about COVID, and they were saying that COVID is it only affects a certain age group, and then they said there were people dying in hospitals from COVID, and then they had underlying issues already. What is that? So they're not dying of COVID, they're dying from their underlying issues. They were already going to die. Like, no, we already knew this. They COVID was an underlying issue of the thing that they died for, whatever it was. Like they would have lived a lot longer if they never contracted the virus. And One American News is making it like, well, you see that the virus isn't really a big of a deal because the only people that are dying are the people that already had underlying issues. That doesn't make sense. They're trying to make some money. That's why they're doing it. And I'm just like, I said, dude, we knew this. We knew this like when this whole thing started, when the information got out to us. They put it out, but everybody that didn't want to hear it ignored it and said masks won't help. No, most of the masks that you wear doesn't help. It has to be cotton or the surgical masks that doctors were to wear. Those are the ones that are a lot more effective. But everybody wants to wear these like Michael Kors, Coach brands masks that they look good in, but it's like super thin so they can breathe easy.
Making that money.
Yeah, yeah, like they out there making that money, but
with the nose out, dude.
Yeah, and then they rocking it with the nose out. Yo, I got my mask on. I'm doing my due. Okay, that's not working either. You got to cover your nose, and then
My man.
thanks to all that stuff, we got a whole new strain coming out. But that again, this is a different topic. But that's just another example that the news outlets use. Now, granted, the left side or like stuff like CNN and all that stuff, they're pretty biased too from time to time, but they're not as biased as other places. Like they try to at least remain somewhat neutral, even though they're opinionated. But
Yeah, I'll just
yeah, go ahead.
whenever you're done, I'll just talk about some stuff that's on my mind.
Oh, okay. But like regarding the protests is just like it's crazy. Like we have the protests like for George Floyd, and then we have basically the riot what happened this past Wednesday. Like these guys are out there making up stories pretty much. They're saying like one of the ones that I've read, they try to blame Black Lives Matter and Antifa on the whole storming the
Which
Capitol
makes
building
no
or the
sense.
Congress building. It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense. I was talking to Liggett the other day, and he was like, "What is the point of Black Lives Matter doing that?" It's like Black Lives Matter got Trump out of office, or not. Black Lives Matter got Trump out of office. America got Trump out of office. Like there was no point for us to stop the process of getting him out. Like what? How would that negatively affect the movement? How would it do that? There's no response. So, but Fox News wants to blame Black Lives Matter and Antifa, and it's like, oh, somebody,
Yeah.
everything was peaceful until
Which
somebody led the charge, where everybody else just decided to follow, and then they threw their own people
yeah,
under the
which
bus. Like,
again,
oh, good.
I'd like to add something if nobody.
I think he's behind.
got
Yeah.
something.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right,
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
so another thing to add in on the something you said earlier about burning and buildings and all this. Uh, I think like Tevin said, there's a lot of information that we don't know and that we need to like I don't know dive deeper into. I'm not gonna say I know every aspect because I wasn't at every single protest, right? But there were also groups of people, and it's noted and visualizers, pictures of groups of people that were showing up that wasn't Black Lives Matter. They had their own agenda that was there, and somehow they all get tied in, so that way they can villainize the main point of the protest. This is like everything you say about Black Lives Matter. The main debate back to it is like burning, looting. That's not what it was about, though. That wasn't like the main part of it. You know, people seem to villainize the main, like the small aspects, to avoid the discussion on the main topic. A lot of the times, you know, it's just like if you're in a debate online and you misspell one word, then you're gonna get called all types of dumbasses, all this, and all it is really just a way to divert the attention from the main topic, you know. So I don't, when people go to that burning, looting, that I just don't personally, I don't know which side to be on with that, because I don't believe that wasn't all just the Black Lives Matter protesters. There was, I seen a video of cops on top of their own car beating it, you know. And then you see these pallets of bricks. How would you not spot somebody walking down the street with a pallet of bricks like everywhere? That makes no sense. You know, there's clearly things that we don't know. Some that's either planted or, you know what I mean? So I on that topic, I'm kind of iffy on that, because I don't believe that was all Black Lives Matter. I'm just
well, it's not even that you gotta we know it's not, because like I said, Twitter, Reddit, like they give you the sources. There's people over here like, why are there bricks in front of an all glass building? Why is it a pallet of bricks? Who put this here? Why is it randomly here? Nobody's gonna fall for that bait. That's literally bait. And I just kind of it kind of just made me so upset, and that's why I was starting to get to the point where I felt like I was leaning to that extreme level where I just like, Gio, I need to take a step back, calm yourself down, like think about this rationally. There's more to it than what people are saying is actually there. So when I have acquaintances that went to this Trump protest that turned into a rally, or Trump, that turned into a riot, and they were just like, yeah, it was all peaceful. Everybody in Antifa was doing. I was like, you know how much red, white, and blue and real tree I see out there in that crowd? I'm over here looking at a stream of it, and people are going crazy. I'm over here looking at Twitter, people going nuts. I was like, I looked at the whole thing, and as soon as somebody said, oh, it was BLM, I saw not one single black person in the crowd. Not to say all black people are BLM and not no white people stand for BLM or anybody else of any other color stands for BLM. But I was like, there's a big difference in your crowd that's going to show you or allow you to kind of gauge somebody's truth and whatever they're saying. Oh yeah, BLM is what caused people to break into the Capitol. They would have no reason to even be there. They wouldn't do anything.
No reason.
There is no counter protesters to Trump getting out of the office. There is if you're protesting for him to stay in office, nobody's gonna, after the ruling is done, which he is out of it, there's not gonna be people on the street saying, yeah, get him out of the office. No, they're not gonna show up there, because you know why? You're gonna target them. There was people, I remember seeing videos, and I even remember seeing it when I was actually out there. They were breaking open the water bottles, so, you know, from the supplies, so BLM protesters couldn't have water to hand out. I saw videos of them washing people's eyes out at the Capitol. You know, they were washing out the tear gas from their eyes. There's a difference. There's a major difference in how, you know, people are treated. And I'm not going to say it's all color of skin, because, you know, that would just be terrible to say, but
I'm gonna tell you, overall, they were prepared for that protest on the Capitol. They got in, but they helped them as soon as they got out. I'll just tell you that much. The fact that that you said that they washed the water out of their eyes.
Yeah.
Come on.
Twitter, bro. Look,
But I've seen them letting them in. I've seen videos of people, or a few officers letting the people in on the grounds. And then that there could be a story behind there. They could say, well, there's no point to stop them because there's only like maybe 5 of us. We're understaffed. So just let them in. Let them get what they want so you guys don't get hurt. That story could have been a thing. We don't know. We just know based off the video.
Well, that's a reach.
Yeah, that is a reach. that is a reach. But we also seen evidence of these cops that are supposed to protect the Capitol building taking selfies, hanging out, busting it up with these guys.
That's not a reach. That's real.
Is it reach? I feel like no, I feel like that was reach.
that
Like
nah,
because
that's not a reach. That's very real.
that's something that they just wouldn't do.
They hit him with
Like
the
just
hey.
have evidence of a
If
smiling Capitol officer with a rioter, like as he's breaking in. Stop.
What do you have,
All right,
what do you have
like
to say, like? What do you have to say, like?
I don't know how much of a lag there is on my audio. I don't know if I'm like
just go ahead,
behind,
go ahead, go
but
ahead, go
I'm
ahead.
trying not to cut anybody off while they're talking.
Sorry.
It's all good.
So, yeah, like I don't know where I cut out before when I was talking or whatever, and like as far as like biases and all that is concerned, and like I know that like there's different levels to different kinds of disagreements, but I cannot. The idea that BLM had anything to do with what happened Wednesday is ridiculous. Like just straight up, there's no
I'll
beating,
say,
no
I'll just say
beating around
my
the
views
bush.
whenever you're done.
The idea that BLM had anything to do with what happened Wednesday is ridiculous. Trump has been invoking fear mongering for 4 years now. Well, before
I
that,
don't
because he
really
was
agree with that. I don't really agree with that.
I mean, that's fine, but it's been happening. And on his campaign was based on pleasing Middle America. He didn't deliver on his promises. He encouraged violence at multiple of his campaign rallies. And like he's not stupid. He knows what he knows how his supporters feel. And again, it's like it can't be everybody all the time, but a good majority of Trump's supporters, they bought into that hateful rhetoric that he definitely, like, if you're going to argue that maybe he didn't provoke or incite it, he definitely didn't shy away from it. So there's that. It's just one thing I'm not interested in doing here is being any type of apologist for the behavior that happened. I'm not looking to downplay it, right? Like we can have difference of opinions, we can talk about biases and all this, that, and the third, but I'm not and I can only speak for myself, but I'm not interested in sympathizing with or being apologetic in any way for anybody that was there Wednesday.
Yeah.
So,
All right, Nate.
I'll just say my stuff.
And then we're gonna move on from this topic after that.
I'll just try to make it quick. Yeah, like I'm a Trump supporter. I don't from what I've done, I don't believe that Trump's was like his 4 years was provoking violence and telling people to do stuff. If you look at Trump's rallies, they were all like peaceful, and he was just like dropping stuff what he believed in and everything. And I think also like on the left, they were also provoking fear about how Trump's a bad person, and like I think they take everything Trump says literally, and they make a whole week segment about it and how he's so bad and stuff and stuff like that. But about
but
the
some of the
Hold on,
things
hold on,
he's
hold on. Let him go.
saying,
Let him
he
go. Let him
literally.
go. Let him go. Let him go.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, and then the whole Black Lives Matter thing, like I support the Black Lives Matter like peaceful protest and like it's when like the cause for, but I don't support Black Lives Matter protesters burning down cities. I know in that protest there are people that are thugs and they just wanted to cause damage no matter who was protesting, but I think that people on here have to see some transparency that there definitely was violent Black Lives Matter people causing damage and causing bad stuff to happen. And I feel like just kind of like how the Trump supporter thing is that they just focus on that bad stuff and don't focus on like the good things. Like there were thousands of peaceful Trump protesters, and then all we look at is like the violent part of it.
Would you agree that that happens on both sides for Black Matters or Black Lives Matters protests and for the
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah. I think Black Lives Matter protests, uh, from what the research I did, was a lot more violent than peaceful of what it was meant to be.
All right. Any responses, and then we'll move on. Keep them short.
All right, the
Yes.
reasoning behind it being more violent and than peaceful, there were a lot of underlying issues towards that.
It wasn't more violent,
You
by
could
the way.
say you could say, well, I'm saying from his point of view, um, the police incited some protests or some protesters, and it got violent. There were some people who were in the middle of the protest who were, this video documented, trying to start things in the middle. I've seen some protesters stopping these people, and I've also seen some protesters not being able to stop these people. Now, do we know who they are? Are they a part of the Black Lives Matter movement? We don't know. Um, but and then I've also, on the flip side, I've heard of many protests that went down without having any type of violence at all. Now, this is all based on the media
Yeah.
and people saying that, oh, X amount of thousand businesses have been burned down due to Black Lives Matter. And that's another thing people have said to use, or excuse me, the certain types of media have used to instill fear in certain people. And that's where all these other people are coming up saying, well, I'm going to protect this business with my rifle because the police aren't capable of doing so for some odd reason to these guys.
Yeah, I think
So,
there's definitely some Black Lives Matter protests that burned down buildings, absolutely, that were holding Black Lives Matter signs, looting and causing a lot of damage. And I know there's just thugs mixed into that just want to
so
do damage, but there is I think you have to see some transparency that I know Black Lives Matter is not meant to be violent at all. It's a good cause. I respect that, but there's definitely Black Lives Matter mobs that burn down cities.
all right, so I'm gonna take that
Trump
and I'm gonna
literally.
say, hold up, look it. Um, there are opportunists that appear during the protests, right? I have seen the burning buildings and whatnot. Now, granted, there are some people that are either angry at the owner, because I've seen some statements being made that, oh, the reason why certain businesses were burned down is because the owner was racist. Now, that doesn't justify them doing that, but on the flip side, I've seen numerous famous, not famous, well, numerous white people in the middle of the protest, like, have nothing to do with it. They're just going in, taking off stuff.
Yeah,
I've seen a video
that
of this.
happens on both sides. Yeah,
That
for
happens on both
sure.
sides, but that there's just people like literally going there to break stuff, like I said before, and taking advantage of stuff. They have nothing to do
Yeah.
with the movement. They're just going in there just like, oh well, shoot, if you broke this window, I'm gonna go ahead and take this dress for myself. And there, I've seen a newscast where this woman on the news is like, oh, there's a riot going on, and there's this white girl stepping out of the mall with like a handful of clothes, and it's like, I don't think she's stealing that. I hope she's not stealing that. Oh, and then she just like gets out, flat the hair, and then just like, and then just walks out. White girl, blonde, and it just didn't have Black Lives Matters flag, didn't have none of that stuff.
All
But
right.
it's Black Lives Matter.
Look it.
But so you can go with that. Look it.
You get a minute, and we're
You
moving
add on to
on.
that.
I know we're. I don't like spawn space right now.
Sorry.
I'm good.
Nate, can I ask you a question?
Yeah. You, what's up?
So, Trump literally addressed the Proud Boys. Trump literally addressed the Proud Boys on national TV. Which, do you agree that the Proud Boys is a hate group?
I don't even know what that is. Proud Boys? Are they violent Trump protesters?
Allegedly.
I mean, they're a group that you earlier you said that Trump. You don't think Trump invokes violence.
I
You
mean,
said that he
I
doesn't
think
have hateful
that.
rhetoric. You
I
said
mean,
that it's.
he talks some
Oh,
shit.
hold
You
on, hold on,
know.
hold on.
But like even just
Ho-
saying he
but
talks
hold
some
on.
shit
You said
is
that.
that can lead to some stuff for some people. Like some people don't know how to discern the difference between
Wait,
oh we're just joking around and actually doing some stuff. Because but yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Go ahead, look it.
the fact that the fact that okay, we can put all these people who stormed the Capitol on Wednesday. The fact that they all felt justified, like let's just be honest, they were wearing Trump hats.
Yeah, for sure.
So if all those people felt like whatever Trump has been doing and saying for the last 4 years, for some reason they feel like his values align with theirs, going to storm the Capitol building because I think this is what the person I follow want me to do. Like, don't you think that there's maybe a problem that needs to be addressed in what Trump has been saying? Because
Oh, yeah.
because there's a reason why these people feel comfortable wearing his name while they commit crimes, right?
Yeah.
Like there's Trump,
They,
there's Trump supporters who were, you know,
Gone. All right, Nate, you
yeah,
just got to respond to that. We're
definitely.
just gonna move on, man.
like in okay,
Because we're just gonna be back and
Yeah.
forth forever and ever and ever, and nothing's
Yeah,
just gonna
all I have
get.
to say is that there's definitely violent Trump supporters, and I don't think that in Trump's heart he wants people to do violence. I think people take what he says and do what they do, but I think Trump definitely wants peace, and I've seen definitely violent Trump protesters, and I've definitely seen violent Black Lives Matter protesters, and then there's people mixed between those who aren't even protesters; they just want to steal stuff. And I think that I definitely see some transparency in what you're saying, and I hope you see some transparency that there definitely were violent Black Lives Matter protests.
I believe most of us agree with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just definitely agree.
All right, cool. We're axing
All right,
that.
next topic.
No more. Probably
Case
won't ever
closed.
talk about
Case
political
closed.
stuff ever because it's just
Like
gonna
the
be back
anime
and
case
forth.
closed.
This is just a test.
I could bring up a crazy topic if you don't have one.
Hey, man, I'm down for whatever right now.
All right,
And we'll probably
so
close out pretty soon.
I did not like the Stephen A. Smith saying that Steve Nash got the job of the Brooklyn Nets, and he said that's because of white privilege.
Whoa, we're
I
chopping
think
that too. Moving on.
yeah, I think that's pulling the race card.
Whoa, we're
And
not
there's
talking about two. You're getting muted. Moving on. Okay, what's next? Any other topics? Anybody? I don't want to talk about anything
No,
race
Nate.
related or politics. Sorry, Nate.
I
We
mean,
Oh,
we
I
if
didn't
spent
know
it,
that
we
was.
spent we spent a
felt
lot
like
of
it could
time
get
on the
off a
other
little
one,
bit.
and it's not gonna do anything good. You can up for a
Oh,
bit.
okay. Oh,
Yep.
okay. I
All
thought
right, man.
we
See ya.
could talk about that.
I'm
Oh,
down to talk about it, just not anymore. Not for today.
We're done.
oh,
We're
okay.
burnt. We're burnt out.
Oh, is the podcast done?
We can talk about something chill.
Oh, okay. Like
We are
nothing
we,
like anime or
we are
Just
off high
I'll
key
we're
chat.
off. Yeah, high key chat. We're done with that. Trying to get everybody
we
back
can
in.
save those topics for later for sure. Yo, I was watching the Attack on Titan final season, and then I paused it to talk to you guys and give my respectful opinion. Anybody have any good anime to watch? I have that Crunchyroll.
Ooh, like what have you watched so far? Because like there's a bunch of old stuff that's been out for a while that we can
I
recommend.
watched like the new anime that's like Judge whatever about like the different curses and
Was it
stuff. And
Jutsu Kaisen? I kept hearing stuff about that. I ain't watched
yeah,
it.
dude, that's pretty sick, bro. That slaps hard, bro. It's a good look. I think it's really good.
I
Yeah.
haven't watched that
You
yet.
peep Hunter X yet?
What is it? People X.
Hunter X Hunter?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of the OGs and stuff and all that stuff. My favorite anime besides like I call the OGs that are like basically what I was brought up with about anime. Basically anything on the Toonami and like early 2000s, like Rurouni Kenshin, Yu Yu Hakusho, all those. I mean, they're like the OGs, like kind of what would get me started in anime. And then I guess my favorite, like not popular I love the anime called Air Gear. That's like one of my favorite
Hey.
animes of all time. Even
Yeah.
like my emoji guy on this thing is
I was like,
Iki,
I just seen
and
that somewhere.
yeah, and I posted like the Air Gear thing as like just saying like what's good. Yeah.
Yo, Air Girl's my joint, yo. Akito or Agito? Which one you like better?
I kind of forget the name. He's the is that the guy who has like the white hat?
You know, he's the guy
Yeah.
with the blue hair. He has a kind side and an evil side. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the eye patch, bro.
Yeah, I pass.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. I like him. Yeah. I just wish it just makes me mad that like the same thing with like Claymore. You see all these badass anime and only have one season, and then you see this anime about like an anime with like some anime girl in like a maid outfit with big boobs gets like 5 seasons. I'm like, what the fuck?
You can't be mad at fan service anime.
Yeah, that's
Get it,
true.
bro.
Yeah.
That's slice of life.
Spice
Yeah.
of life, man. Slice of life, not spice. Spice of life a little different.
Yeah, so how have y'all been? Teen Center fam, I know you guys for like over 10 years, man. You're a
Team
big part of my
Center,
big part of my childhood, and I love you guys, man. Definitely a very big part of my childhood.
I
That's
remember when
kind
we
of
was
like,
whooping Stefan on Third Strike.
dude, I still play that game all the time. Yeah. I play like I've been playing it like almost an hour every day, dude.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I wanted Stefan to finally change his face. He's been over here like,
Oh,
Hard
okay, okay.
cheese it.
I'm about to say, I figured you were just fishing because I was going to say, hold on, bro.
Stefan been making the same face for like an hour and a half now.
If I'm going to be 100% honest, I'm also playing poker while I'm doing this.
Oh, you throwing
That's
money?
good shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm on my MacBook playing. So like I'm like double duty.
You throwing money though?
Yeah, on Poker Stars.
What?
Yes, sir.
Oh shit! I just got the thing where I can see everybody talk.
Boy, what?
You see my thing? Like I can see your guys' faces, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, I don't see you.
Well, I just have like a
Yeah, I
logo
still
of
see
the.
your avatar, bro.
Yeah, avatar. Yeah. I don't know how I get the video, but anyway, it's all dark. I'm just chilling.
Hit the video button.
It's all good. It's not like mandatory or anything. You have to show your face. You straight.
Yeah, you good.
Show me your face. This is Clay.
Yo, what's good?
What's
You
up,
can
man?
see me. Show me your face.
Show me your face.
Is that on Chappelle?
Yep.
Show me your face.
One of my favorite memes is when he was, show me your face. We want to see your face.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now, bro. Yeah, how do you guys feel about the Chappelle Show getting removed from what was it? Was it Netflix?
Netflix, yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
Netflix. Well, Chappelle, Viacom. You know, Dave Chappelle is one of my favorite people ever. But he was.
It wasn't Netflix. It wasn't Netflix.
Yeah, it was on Netflix.
Was it? Okay.
Chappelle's Show, both seasons of Chappelle's Show got put on Netflix, and I actually studied.
Oh, and it got put on. Was it HBO Max as well?
I don't know if it got put on HBO Max.
It was a different streaming service. Yeah.
It probably was a different streaming service.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. Because lacking on my studying up here.
Yeah,
but
he's complaining about it being on the other service, and he asked Netflix to take it off, and they took it off. So yeah.
Yeah, because Viacom was a big part of that because they technically own it all, and he wasn't receiving any money from it being on Netflix. And he was like, "Whoa, this is my show. I don't know why you guys are doing that. We already had the issue with the deal from years ago. Take it off, and boom. Viacom, I think it just do what they wanted to do." And he was like, "Nah, fam, big old nah, fam." But that's real. Like if you have something, if you made something and it is technically in your ownership, and people are trying to do something, it's just like with any other thing. If you have you have this podcast, if somebody was trying to air your podcast somewhere, you'd be like, nah, cease and desist, run it. And
early on, I'm like, yo, go ahead.
Early on, yeah, definitely throw it somewhere else. But when we out here, 10 million viewers deep.
Yeah.
And
Joe Rogan's the man. Joe Rogan, I love his podcast.
I never really watched Joe Rogan podcast, and everybody talks about.
Oh, I didn't really either. Then I work I can listen to my music all day. I just throw in a podcast and just do work. Yo, Light, I like your shirt, X-Men. That's tight. I like that, Light. That's a nice shirt, the X-Men. Yeah.
Light, can you hear us?
I don't know, man. Light's in a different
I don't
world
think
right
he
now.
can. Light, we talking to you, bro. Like he knows who I'm pointing at.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's a sweet shirt.
I think he's just lagging up a bit.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure.
Refresh your connection, bro.
Matter of fact, I am at like 15% battery life though, so I'm probably gonna call it a night.
Yeah, I gotta go as well, y'all.
All right.
It's been fun.
Yeah, excuse me. What on the top right? What's your name, man? With the blue hat.
Oh, you might be talking with me. Monte, man.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Monte, all right, cool. Yeah, my name's Nate. I'm the guy who said I've known these guys for like more than 10 years, and we go back way. I remember I got Stefan, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for like Xbox. I found it out. And yeah, you play some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but yeah, I still go hard at Third Strike, dude. I just try to kind of get that title of like best Third Strike player in the council.
Oh
yeah.
look,
I'm
that's
real
big
for
talk.
that
Look at
title.
everybody else's face.
Yeah.
Bruh, I'll
yes, sir.
beat them cheeks.
That bot sucked. What?
Jeez.
I still may not Ken and
I hear
Akuma.
you, Gio.
Yeah,
And then real
I met
quick,
Tev in Alaska, yo. But yeah, I gotta go, y'all.
And what's your name, real quick? I forget. I have like amnesia for
Oh
names.
no, it's all good, Nate. My name's Monte, man. You just call me
Monte.
Tev.
Just call you Tay.
Yeah.
All right, word.
I'm
Yeah,
a
I'll
new
be out of
addition
here.
to the group.
All right, Tay. Yeah. I'll say some final thoughts. Just want to say again, Tevin, thanks for the opportunity to come on here and hang out with you guys and just talk about some cool differences and then look at my point of view on stuff and then come together and be ballers, you know, like we always are. Gio, your hair's long as fuck. It's a good look, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, all right, guys, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
God
man.
bless.
Thanks for having us, man, as usual.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, my older sister Christine had a baby. She's 6 months old, and her name's Charlie. So I'm Uncle Nate.
Uncle Nate now.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. Let me know next podcast, and God bless, fam. Love all y'all. Love you guys.
Absolutely.
Love you guys.
All
Bye.
right, take it easy.
All right, bro.
See ya.
We need like a cue signal or something like when the podcast is up.
Are we still here?
That's what I figured.
I'm gonna close it out for a little bit and then we can call it good. Do one thing.
So we need to come up with like a closing.
What the heck, bro? Oh, okay. Here we go.
I'm not sure how much like editing you do at the end. You should be like,
oh, I do nothing.
Just let it run raw.
Everything is raw, bro.
Yeah, let it run
I was gonna
raw.
say for stuff that you really want to cut, I would recommend like he's writing down the time, like the time frame, like the for a timestamp, I guess. So you can go right to that part and cut it. Like if you ever actually wanted to get into cropping and cutting stuff.
Right. Well, like I take out like the initial stuff because like I just download the stream, and then from there I cut out like the initial stuff before we actually start, like wherever our starting point is, and then wherever the ending point is too. So I don't go in and like start chopping the bits and pieces up inside.
Making snippets.
Yeah. Well, I do that. I'm starting to do that. That way I can put some stuff out there because like ain't nobody out here trying to watch a 3-hour video.
Right. So, are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live right now.
But... Are we still live? All right, I'm about to pop off.
No. But I'll go ahead and just close it out. Yeah, it was interesting. That was really interesting.
It was a fun. I feel like it was a really good stream and a really good podcast. Simply because I will say, with anything, when it comes to social issues, people are gonna like talk about that for a long time. So I would say we gotta kind of limit it. Give ourselves a set time frame that we want to sit on a subject.
Yeah.
constantly be a back and forth.
So there's definitely a lot of good information in there, and and that's like one of the hard things to kind of want to limit that, because like for me, I'm interested in hearing what people think about these different things. And then after that, I didn't really have anything else planned. Like that was kind of like the final thing. It definitely did run a little bit longer than I probably should have let it run, but again, it's all part of the process of getting this refined and everything.
For sure.
I'm glad we focused on it though. I'm glad we talked about it because, like you said, it's going to be around, and I feel like the more we do talk about it, the more understanding we can be with each other about these things. It's still hard to get through to people and get them to change their opinions, to get them to see things, but you know, you have to take the time to do that. But yeah, appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you guys sticking around. Sorry, Stefan, it wasn't up your alley as much.
Oh no, that's cool. Nah, because I mean, when I'm ready to speak, I will. And there's some things I wanted to say, but I didn't. And we got enough content to go around, so it's all good.
Say what you want to say all the time, Stefan. I ain't playing with you no more. You better talk.
All right, bet. Nah, I mean, for real. I mean, no, you're right. But at the same time, like I was just, everybody get their time to spend. I think I did really well without cutting people off this time around. I have to say.
That's my big thing. I was like, let me not say anything. I'm like, finish your thought, because I'm like,
right. And I don't do it on purpose. Sometimes, like especially with Light, his feedback is like 2 or 3 seconds behind me. So when I say something, he gets it like 1, 2, 3 seconds later. I stop, and it gets really awkward.
You both go like that. You go ahead.
Yeah, then I say, you go ahead. No, you go. No, wait, you. Okay, no, you really don't.
All right, and Gio, thank you for showing up, dude. I really wanted to get you on here.
You,
I knew this would be like the perfect topic for you because I know you have a lot of things that you experienced and whatnot.
Yeah,
so
true. Like I wanted to come to the last one, but I was coming back from.
I think this podcast is gonna have some longevity. So if you miss a couple, it's all good. As long as you come every once in a while, or more. So
you'll find something to talk about, man.
Yeah,
always.
Yeah, thanks again. We'll be back next Sunday. Probably talk about anime, video games. I don't know exactly which one yet. I said that last time, but I'm trying to get a stream together and get the right people on, get the right topics together. So might have a special guest, maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
Who's
bring on like mom and stuff on, or like girlfriends if we wanted to or stuff?
Yeah, I want to. We'll talk about it, man. All right, thank you guys.
I want to.